League One Volleyball is back. The world's best players together on American soil. This is volleyball like you've never seen before. Huge swings, massive blocks, jaw-dropping digs. A sport where every play is a highlight. League One Volleyball returns January 7, 2026, with teams in Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Nebraska, and Salt Lake. To buy tickets, visit lovb.com/iHeart.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.
Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is, how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.
Hello, Voices of Wrestling listener. Dave Ryan here. Have you ever wondered to yourself how many hidden gems are hidden away inside the last years of World Championship Wrestling? Have you ever asked yourself how many tenuous gags can be made about the name Mike Enos? And have you ever thought about what it sounds like for 2 Irishmen to interpret a very chaotic company through its B show? The answers to all this and more are just a click away. Check out Days of Thunder every second Thursday on the Voices of Wrestling podcast network.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling Omakase. It is episode number 278. It's Christmas Eve, and we're podcasting.
Hell yeah.
It's me and Arametha that's back on me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I try to say Happy Holidays as much as possible because it makes conservatives angry. So I always say that all the time, just because I know it makes them mad. So it makes me
I thought you meant to be as inclusive as possible. But
no,
sure, that's a valid reason as well.
No. All I'm after is making conservatives angry. I want to make that very clear. I don't care about inclusivity. I just want conservatives to be angry. So, but yeah, I mean, I leave tomorrow. As we just discussed off air, I'm very, very nervous about my flight upgrade that I'm waiting on to see if they take my bid or not. Because we're recording this because God knows when this will come out. I mean, I'm not going to be like, hey, Richard Joe, you better get my podcast out on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So who gives a shit? Plus, people have 9.5 hours of fucking me talking to listen to. No. Actually, they have like 12 hours.
Right.
Because I did the 9.5 hours of the fucking 2-part Wrestle Kingdom week preview last week. And then I just did 2.5 hours with Rich on the flagship this week. So Yeah, you have endless talking, endless amounts of me talking lately.
If you wanted to, on a flight from Chicago to Tokyo, which takes about 13 hours, you could spend the entirety of it just listening to John chatter.
Yeah, I don't know what that says about any of this, but anyway, the point is though, I actually don't remember what I was going with that. Something about I don't know where the show is going to go up. So, but I'm recording it right now. It's like 5:30 Eastern on the 24th, and you're supposed to hear back about this business class upgrade bid, basically from 36 hours before to 24 hours before. So we're right in that window for me right now. It's like 30 because my flight's 12:35 a.m. on the 26th. So basically, I could hear any time from now until 12:30 a.m. So as we were saying, as you said out the air, could happen live. I could get the approval live. If it's rejection, it'll apparently come exactly at the 24-hour mark. So that also adds to like the nervousness because I know every hour that we get closer is like it could only be acceptance for now. So if the email comes out, it'll be great. But we get closer and closer to 12:30 when it could be a rejection. So yeah, I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Just I'm more nervous than I expected to be, but it's like I'm begging these people to take my money. You think I should be happy to keep the money, but I'm like, no, I don't want the money. I want business class. So give me the fucking business class.
Oh, it's not even a free upgrade, huh?
No. It's a paid upgrade. It's just way less money than it would cost to book.
I see.
Because it would cost like to if I just called them up and said, hey, upgrade me, which I probably can't do now. But if I had done that, it would have been like $4,000 or something. So the bid is like my bid is much less than $4,000. But we'll see. I'm hopeful, but every hour it goes through, I'm less hopeful, I guess. So, although, so it didn't help too that Chris, I don't know if you know CSW on the Discord. I'm sure you know him. Mm-hmm. He's also going. He got his upgrade. He got it confirmed. Like I just talked to him a few hours ago, and I think he got it confirmed right at the 36-hour mark. So I was like, oh, okay. Now, does that mean I'm definitely not getting it? I don't know. And he bid less than I did, I think. So I'm just like, what's
he taking the same flight you are?
No. He's flying from LA. But I mean, like even proportionally, he bid less than I did. So, like as a percentage of the fucking flight amount or whatever. Nobody cares. I don't know why I'm going through all this. The point is, if I sound nervous, that's why. If I sound tired, because I didn't sleep, and I'm really ready for like all this to be over to be in Japan, because I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, the last like week and a half especially feels like it's moved at molasses. I don't know if it's felt like that for you, but.
Yes, there was an element of feeling like, oh, wow, it's actually almost time to go. After months of feeling like the Tokyo trip was so far in the future that it wasn't really worth doing a lot to prepare for it. Yeah, kind of took me by surprise.
So it did. I got that feeling for a long time, like, oh, it's coming up. And then for some reason, my last full work week last week took forever. Like just every day felt like a year, and then even the 2 work days I had this week really felt like it took forever. And I had to do actual work too, which always is bad, But yeah,
well, see, normally that helps the work day go by faster for me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'd rather be sitting around playing video games or watching TV or whatever at home than doing actual work. But I guess that goes faster. But yeah, I work very hard for my money, everybody. But yes, I actually had to do work in the last like week and a half. So, it was something. But yeah, I'm kind of like fried at this point between how long the week and a half took and waiting for this upgrade. But hey, and I crammed a lot of wrestling in the last couple of days. I didn't even get to all of it. I didn't get to the World Tag League semifinals, whatever you wanted me to watch. I was like, I'm not watching that.
You're not doing that. You weren't going to do Tokyo Joshi. Yeah.
Yeah. I did. We have like 7,000 shows to talk about anyway. So.
Well, have you considered this though? Imagine how well you're going to sleep on the flight if you just don't sleep at all tonight, and
That's
you stay
true.
awake all night and all day tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you're going to be in business class then at that point.
That's true, I guess. I guess that's a good point. I kind of have a feeling I'm going to pass out tonight, though, because I feel so tired. So it's not going to help me. But yeah, we're here to talk about professional wrestling. Stardom, New Japan, DDT, Noah, Dragon Gate really packed it in this week. So I got a bunch of shows to talk about. I'm also, the other thing too that has me down. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm feeling like extra pessimistic about Saori now because I don't feel like she.
Yes.
I feel like when she pinned Saya, I was like, oh yeah. If Saya pinned her again, I would have felt a lot better.
Would have felt a lot better. Okay. I was going to joke about that, but I decided to hold off until we got to the actual show. But yes, I sense the same thing you do.
Yeah,
It feels
so
like, yeah, that was I guess that's the equivalent of snow theory for Stardom, isn't it? That if you if you get the pin in the Christmas show before Dream Queendom, you're almost certainly going to lose. I did go back as a teaser and took a look at all the other Stardom year-end climaxes or night Christmas shows that were serving as previews of Dream Queendom to see how often this held up. And I'll talk more about that once we get to the Stardom show.
Damn, you're gonna make me wait too. Wow.
Yes.
I have to wait to find out. Just like it's a different book.
Can you feel the suspense?
Yeah.
The answers might shock you.
Okay, we'll see. But yeah, I'm feeling pessimistic about that, which doesn't help my overall mood. But I'm like, why am I so down? I'm going to Japan in 2 days. Like, I should be fucking like, if someone's listening to this and wants to strangle me to death, I totally understand. Because you asshole, you're gonna go spend 16 days in Japan, going to 21 wrestling shows, and seeing Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement, and you're in here like, my business class bib might not go through. Saori Anou might lose Dream Queendom now. It's like, okay, if somebody wants me to go fuck myself, I totally get it. So there you go. I'm not gonna. I had that moment just now where I'm like, wow, I sound like a whiny asshole. So I apologize, everybody.
I mean, that's true, but also it's your goddamn podcast.
That is true too. Yeah, which people like for some reason. I don't know. I had a guy ask me how, if a long-time supporter of the show, I shouldn't just say a guy, but asked me if listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts makes a difference for my ad rate. And I was like, I honestly have no clue, but thank you for asking. The answer seems to be no, by the way.
That's very sweet of him.
It is very sweet of him, yeah. And it's like everybody, people seem to enjoy the 9.5 hour podcast. Somebody else said on the Discord said they used it all 9.5 hours to get through a very long drive home for their Christmas. So, I'm making a difference, just like Fatu. Fatu back in the day. Remember making a difference, Fatu?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So, you have no idea. Okay, so Rikishi, he had a gimmick in the WWF in the mid '90s where he was like a street ruffian, but a good guy street ruffian. He was making a difference for the kids on the street. That was his gimmick, Fatu, making a difference. So he was like, yo, hip hop can be good too. Like that was the kind of Saturday morning energy, and I guess it was supposed to lead to the Samoan Gangsta Party from ECW coming in to be like, excuse me, we're evil. We're evil street Samoans. And they were going to have a good versus evil street Samoan battle, but I guess they dropped it before that. And then he turned into the Sultan. So he changed ethnicities entirely. So he became Middle Eastern.
I have a hard time following that up just because I've only started watching wrestling since 2019, and I barely have seen any American wrestling, so I don't even know who any of these people are.
Well, that's great. I mean, honestly, that's great. I mean, you missed a lot of bullshit. I wasn't watching during any of that either. That's before my time, even for as old as I am. But I just remember it was a big thing on Wrestle Crap and stuff back in the day. So there's a website about how bad American wrestling was, which again, it is very, very, very bad. So.
Yeah, I'm even hearing otherwise stalwart American wrestling fans sounded like they were struggling this year. They didn't love what AEW or WWE were doing.
Yeah, I don't know. And the AEW people are hard to judge because it feels like they're always 5 seconds away from declaring the next pay-per-view the greatest wrestling show that's ever happened. But then they're also 5 seconds away from saying everything sucks. So they're really hard to keep track of, honestly. It's is everything great or is everything suck? I don't know. But I guess no one's a monolith, right? There's some of them love it, some of them dislike it. Like, all I know is, like, the WWE fans were very mad about John Cena losing, so, which is so funny, because that was, like, probably one of the first things WWE has done forever, where I was like, hey, that was kind of the right thing. But they were mad.
It's also worth reminding ourselves that the loudest voices in the room don't necessarily represent everyone. They just tend to grab the most attention, so...
That is true. That's a good point in general. A good thing to keep in mind, because I always get like all worried about what these the Stardom haters are saying online when I probably should not worry about that because those are just very loud people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some shows here. We could talk about the trip and stuff, but I feel like we've done that like on every podcast we've done together. So
the time for words is over. The time for action is in 24 to 48 hours, depending on which of the two of us you are.
Yeah, we were like, you were asking me like what to wear to the hostess club and stuff, which was fun.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm trying to. I think you're supposed to dress nice to that. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like you are. But I could be wrong. Maybe people show up in t-shirt and fucking cut off jean shorts for all I know to the Hostess Club.
Well, again, I'm basing my knowledge of Hostess Club entirely on the hit video game series Yakuza by Sega, and everybody dresses nice in that, so it makes sense.
No.
Also, they're Yakuza, so.
Wait a second. If you play the mini game, have you played Yakuza 0?
Yes.
The poor people who come in don't dress nice.
Okay.
So
it has been years since I've played that one.
So you have, So when you play
when I think of who's going to a hostess bar, I think of Kazuma Kiryu, who always is looking sharp.
Yeah. So when you play the hostess, the Kabakura Club mini game in Yakuza 0, like how they dress is directly related to how much money they have. So
right.
you have the customers that come in. The poor people look like fucking slobs, and then. Once you get up to like average people, they start looking like regular business people and stuff, and then the rich people look like they're dressed to the nines. So I guess that means we should dress normal.
Actually,
I don't know.
No, we should dress like we're poor so that they don't expect a lot from us.
That's a good point. Actually, the girls are looking at us like the girls in the video game, be like, "I'm not making that much money tonight,"
and then we can give them a nice surprise.
Yeah. But yeah, the Hostess Club on the 30th, which is going to be something. I've never. That is a new experience for me in Japan too. I've never done that before, so probably because I'm usually with Nicole, and probably not like, hey, honey, do you want to go to Hostess Club? I mean, she is bisexual. Maybe she'd be into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go and let's talk about some Stardom. Starting out with the Shin Kiba first ring show, which this got added to the schedule very late. Like this, I feel like this got announced like a week before?
A couple weeks, yeah. Out of nowhere. Also a pay-per-view.
Yeah. So they got one last. I thought I was done giving them my 3,200 yen or whatever since for the year, since I was going to Japan, obviously for Dream Queendom. But they were like, no, Mr. Pay Pig, we're getting one last 3,200 yen out of you.
To be honest, this is a Pay Pigs show. It's not. This is not really essential viewing.
Yeah, but Natsu and Saori present Natsu and Saori versus Team 200 Kilogram first and last battle from Thursday, December 18th at Shin Kiba First Ring. So yeah, this was a kind of a small card, like I think 5 matches total, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was obviously built mostly around one match, but. There were some other matches, so let's talk about them quickly. This show, by the way, did 284 fans. I believe that's a sellout. I mean, it's the same exact thing they did on January 23rd, which was the last non-New Blood show they ran there. That was during the New Year Unit League show. So they don't run Shin Kiba very often, which is funny because it used to be like one of the only buildings they ran very often. Yeah. Like if you look back to the Stardom results, you'll see like Shin Kiba multiple times a month. But yeah, now they only ran it twice this year for regular Stardom shows, plus one New Blood show on May 9th. That one did 268. So this one did 284. Show opened with Akira Kuragani and Yuri Hime defeating on Kanaya and Motoi Hamabe. It was Akira pinning Motoi and 9:15 with the half-edge suplex hold. Pretty standard opening rookie tag stuff here. I thought it was all right. Went like 2 3/4. Didn't have a ton of thoughts on it, really, if you have anything.
Yep, no, I won't have a ton of thoughts until we get a couple matches into this card, so you can keep going.
Then we had we had the first bit of Sendai Girls here with Manami and the podcast favorite Yuna defeating Emma Maishima and Kikyo Furusawa in 9:53. It was Yuna pinning Emma with the missile drop kick. So I liked Manami's feistiness here. She was like no selling forearms from her her Kohai opponents there, and then she just ran in and like leveled one of them in the corner when she whipped them in at one point. But unfortunately, Yuna remains a big 0. So match was fine. It was much better when Manami was in there. It went like 3 stars on it. Then we had Hanako and Maika defeating Xena and Rion. So it was the E Nexus V Explodes match here. Hanako pinning Rion in 13:27 with the JP coaster. Oh, I guess Waka wasn't in it. What the fuck was she doing? Something with her ass
just not booked on the card, it looks like.
Yeah. But yeah, the match, it had the structure you'd expect. It was Maika and Hanan just beating down Rion early. Xena was able to finally get the hot tag. She threw Maika into Rion's outstretched boots in the corner a couple times. That was weirdly funny to watch for some reason. Then it led to like Maika turning around and demanding Hanako put her own boots up, and Hanako looked very confused by this for some reason. She was like, "What? Boots? Huh?" But yeah, Hanako's. I think she said like Ashi, which is like obviously feet, and then Hanako made this very confused like Ashi, like what about my feet? It was kind of funny. But yeah, Hanako ended up putting Rihanna away with the JP coaster. Another perfectly fine tag match here, 3 stars.
A preview of the upcoming Future of Stardom title match on Christmas Day, right?
That'll have happened by the time most people listen to this, I'm sure, or everybody, depending on when they put it up. But yeah, she did taunt her afterward by holding the Future belt above her head. So, boy, that would be the upset of the century if Rion wins that. That is for sure.
Rion doesn't look like she's half of Hanako's size. She looks like she's a third. It's kind of ridiculous watching her try to apply any force on Hanako. This was still a pretty good match. I thought it was... I don't know if I'm going to say the second best match on the show, but it was pretty darn close from what I remember. Because they both still have a real go-getter's energy to this whole thing. And they would end up, I think, topping this with their match on Osaka on the 21st.
Oh, see, I liked the top 2 way better than you then, because I thought that I would put this way behind both of those. So I guess we'll talk about it now.
Yeah.
The semi-main, Mika Iwata defeating Rana Yagami in 14 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm not usually a big Rana person, but I thought I am a big Mika person, and Mika Iwata person. I thought this match was awesome.
Yes,
there were some nice lady graps to start, good intensity from both girls. We got the requisite exchanging of hard kicks that we knew was coming. There was this neat little spot. They're like doing these back and forth soccer ball kicks. Rana snap mirrors Iwata over to do it, and Iwata instead just rolls right through it and kicks her in the chest instead. That was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before, actually. But yeah, it's Mika. It fits her character because Mika Iwata's kind of an asshole. So,
and she's a very high level kick demon, and Rana, who is a very good kick demon, still a little baby kick demon compared to Mika.
Baby kick demon. That's a good way to put it. Then we had, basically Mika was hitting some absolutely crushing knees to the face on Rana throughout this match. She, along with the super hard kicks, of course, just very nasty stuff. Rana, though, finally does make a comeback after getting beaten down for a while. She gets a couple very close near falls off of flash pin attempts, but then she runs straight into another high kick from Mika. Then it's another brutal looking kick combo. Rana just barely kicks out, but then Mika finishes her off with the Michinoku driver soon after that. 4 stars I went for this one. I thought this was awesome. Definitely not one to skip. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I recommend it as well. I think it was my favorite match on the card. The development of Rana has been interesting to watch. I feel like a lot of people have pinned her from pretty early on that she was going to be something special. Obviously, the gap between when you're a rookie, though, and when you're an actual star or leading the company, there can be a lot of up and downs in that period, right? Maybe we went through a bit of a low period because she wasn't being featured much recently. She did have that great match with Saori earlier this year, but beyond that, did she really have any other highlights that you can think of?
No.
I personally can't. But I thought she looked very mature here. Having her kind of go blow for blow with Mika, who I think has a similar style of strike heavy wrestling, really it both made Rana look like she still has a ways to go, but oh my gosh, she has gotten so much better in the time I've been watching her, because being able to hold your own with Miki Iwata at all is kind of a statement.
Yeah, totally. So I thought it was, awesome match. Great sign for Rana, like you said, that she could even go blow for blow with Mika. So main event, another awesome match. Team 200 kilogram defeated Natsu Saori and Saori Anou, and 16-15, Chihiro pinning Poi. So yeah, it starts out like you'd expect. Poi gets nowhere with you, then she gets nowhere with Chihiro. So of course the Cosmic Angels immediately start cheating, since they are in fact secret heels. So because Saori just comes in the ring for no reason and just starts double teaming Chihiro with Poi. Because remember, it's the lesson of the Cosmic Angels is it's okay to cheat as long as you're cute. So that is the lesson of the Cosmic Angels. What I like wrote down here was I cannot wait to never see another log roll again in my entire life. I have one more to go, as we'll get to, and then after that, I think I'm fucking done because I don't think I'm seeing you in anything else. So that fucking log roll.
It's just another spot. I don't get why it gets so much hate compared to literally any other spot we see repeated over and over again as maniacs who keep watching this product.
I just think it looks so stupid. I don't know. It's just like the way she slowly drops down, slowly rolls. The girl's just standing there like there's no way we could ever avoid this very slow moving woman. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Okay, but it's just as slow when someone's climbing to the top ropes to jump to the floor and everyone has to hold each other while they're waiting.
But that looks cool in the end. This looks stupid. So at least, if I'm going to suspend my disbelief, I want it to at least look cool. This just looks dumb. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got some really hard chops from Saori and Yu. And then like Saori went into like total aura farming mode here, where she was like encouraging you to slap her harder. And she rips off her own armband and slaps you in the neck as hard as she can. Fucking crazy. She later manages the German Hashimoto. That looked impressive enough, but then somehow fucking Poi did it. I was like, jeez. I was like, Natsu Poi looks, speaking of people look like he looks like she's a quarter of Chihiro's size. She very nearly pins her with the fairy magic after hitting her with the full course, the fairy splash and that flip driver I can never remember the name of. But Yu did manage to break the pin at the last possible second. Chihiro and Yu then hit the Ikadakimas? Ikadaki, something, thank you for this meal.
What you say before you eat.
Yeah. They hit the double power bomb. But Saori and Poi both kick out simultaneously. The only flaw, but the finish was kind of fucked up. Chihiro ended up on top after countering the fairy blink from Poi. It was a little bit awkward. It wasn't a total fuck up, but a little bit awkward. I still thought this was 4 1/4 though. I love this fucking match. I thought it was awesome. Just Poi and Saori just in there bumping their asses off for the Team 200 kilogram as they're wanting to do. Just really, really great stuff. But yeah, just a little surprised by the result, but I guess, they're going to retire as tag champions, right? I guess so.
I guess. I had assumed going in that this is a 20-minute time limit. Surely they'll just go to the time limit, but no, they did not. I think one thing that your recap didn't quite capture is how much of this match was Natsu Poi just being punished over and over and over again. She got ran over by a damn train. And it's so entertaining because she's an incredible seller and a natural babyface, especially against much larger opponents, who can also convincingly mount offense against much larger opponents, right?
Yeah.
Cool things like the Fairy Blink, for instance, being able to pull a match out of a hat, win out of a hat with that, is just one of many things that she does very well. I'm with you, though, that the ending was kind of odd. I thought it had a few more minutes in it, at least, not just because I was expecting a tie, but also because I just thought the momentum of the match was if they were going to end with Chihiro and pinning Natsupoi, that they would have gone like a couple more minutes trying to exchange blows. So it felt it came a little out of nowhere, and I thought took away from the match.
Yeah. No, well, that's fair.
Also, like, Saori Anou was not as involved as I would have liked. This was very much the Natsupoi show.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I mean, Saori's getting a lot of spotlight lately, so I guess it's fine to give a...
Oh, no. I wonder if that's, like, partly on purpose as well, that they want to make sure that there's no chance she gets injured before the big show. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, fun little show. Definitely don't regret being a pay pig because it was good. Then we have Stardom in Osaka on December 21st. It was 757 people, so down a couple hundred from the sellout they did for the Goddess Finals last month. But it was just another good crowd there. Still higher than they've been doing.
And it's impressive that it's for a show that doesn't have any...
Has nothing.
Titles. Yeah, this is all preview, basically, for Dream Queendom.
It opened with Maika and Rion defeating Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. The twerp went really hard at Hanako in this one. She was pounding out her face repeatedly at one point while she was kneeling. Like, she was really, really going crazy at her. And yeah, Rion she actually managed to pin Hanako with a roll up. So
yeah,
she got her little win here. Fun little opener, 3 stars, and Hanako immediately pounces on her pound on her in anger, but and then Hanako and Rion, they brawl all the way to the back, and Maika and Waka were trying to separate them, but they were not succeeding.
Yeah, I thought this was a highlight on the show. Really hot opener. The Rion and Hanako are really putting their all into this feud here, and as much as I feel like Rion has zero chance of winning this, I think they're going to find a way to make this entertaining, though not necessarily, again, convincing. I feel like... tell me what you think of this. Do you think Rion, who is... there's lots of great small wrestlers in Stardom, right? Let's start there. With, like, Natsupoi and Starlight Kid, so on, right? Azumi... All of them are able to handle much bigger opponents and mount convincing offense. Do you think Rion has it in her to do that as well?
I don't know. I mean, that's going to be the question.
Yeah, it is.
Because she's a great seller. I mean, she sells getting her ass kicked really well already.
Yep.
But she's going to have to find a way to look convincing beating... obviously Poi looks convincing when she beats bigger people. And I think that's who Rion is probably... going to have to try to emulate because they're very similar size. So
yeah. I also think
Rion might actually be a teeny bit smaller. I don't know about height wise, but she's definitely not she doesn't have Poi's size or anything yet, or that back that Poi has. To say in a non creepy way, hopefully, but just Poi has
she hasn't developed as much muscle, right?
Yeah, Poi's a little more muscular.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of what her development needs to be, right? For her to push further up the card is developing more muscle. I mean, I could see that. That's definitely a popular type right now in Joshi, right? Miya Watanabe is a prominent example. I do think part of it also is part of Rion's appeal is also tied up in how small she looks, how she just looks out of place, frankly, in a wrestling ring with her little pigtails. And then has a little pop, or a little bit of a surprise when you see how ferocious she can be in her offense. I don't know. It's definitely one to watch with interest over the next few years. We can also talk pretty soon about someone else who is also very short, who I thought would never really get a good chance at the top of the card in a big show, and I'm being proved wrong about that.
The next match was Azumi, Mei Sierra, and Miyu Amasaki defeating Shuri, and Kanaya and Motoi Harambe. Oh, I meant to ask you this. Okay, so who has a better chance of winning their title? Rion or Saori after getting the pin on Saya?
Ooh, Saori.
Okay, I think so too. Even
Yeah.
after the pin, but I am, like I said,
I think it's closer than we'd like to admit, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Although the chances are.
I'm definitely much more pessimistic now. But hey, if she is winning, that's kind of brilliant because now I'm not even expecting it. But yeah, Zumi, Mei, and Miyu defeat Shuri, Hamabe, and Kanaya. Shuri was like so mad at Mei for breaking up a pin that she chased her all over ringside, and she really wouldn't quit. Like, she was really chasing her. I was like, Mei is like running for her life. Yeah, despite this Osaka crowd, by the way, being a couple hundred people less, like we said earlier, it was, again, super, super hot. I mean, these Osaka crowds are so hot every month now for Stardom, which, again, makes me cannot wait until they get their big show finally at the end of February. But yeah, this match, I thought this was great. It was just nonstop action. Neo Genesis gave Hamabe this triple team spinebuster, and then Azumi hit a top rope double stop on her for the pin. I thought this was like as good as an undercard 6-woman tag could be, like 3.5 stars. Quite enjoyable.
I think Suri was just a little irked because she had to take care. She had to babysit some of the young lions today at the bottom of the card, and that would make anyone cranky.
That's true. But yeah, oh god, I'm trying not to yawn. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is another good match and definitely one I enjoyed. The next match was a 3-way battle. Hina pinned Kiko Furusawa in 8:59 with the modified jackhammer, and Akira Kuragani was also involved. Perfectly fine little 3-way, 3 stars.
Yep, not much to say about it.
6-woman tag. We had the debuting Olympia from CMLL teaming with Hazuki and Emma Maishima to defeat Momokogo, Yuria Hime, and B. Priestley from Stars. It was Olympia pinning Yuria in 10:26. I thought this match was just existed. I was like 2.5 on it, like very average.
I remember it being fine. What do you think of Olympia so far?
I don't know. She hasn't really made much of an impression on me, to be honest. She looks fine.
Yeah,
strong
I mean,
lady.
she definitely has the look. She is muscles on muscles. It's but as far as the actual work, she's largely been in tags. I wonder how long she's going to stick around. And if she can stick around long enough for a prominent singles match.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Maybe she'll get something on the January 3rd shows or something. 8-woman tag. We had Natsupoi, Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and Sakura from the Cosmic Angels defeating the Hate quartet of Natsuko Tora, Ruraka, Rina, and Fukigen. It was Aya Sakura pinning Ruraka in 13 minutes and 5 seconds with a high kick. So Tora accidentally spit her blue mist in Ruraka's face, and that led to Sayaka hitting the Cosmic Spear, and then Aya getting the spin kick for the pin. Pretty fun, pretty energetic, went 3.25.
Yeah, I remember this being a great pick-me-up after the last match. And I think, God, it's Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara against the Hate champions. That's just great wrestling right there. They have really, really nailed down building them up as baby faces that you can't help but cheer for to defeat these dastardly heels. I didn't know, by the way, that one of the ongoing storylines here was that Ruaka and Natsuko Tora had been refusing to sign the contract for the title match at Dream Queendom. So I guess that they had to keep pinning them to convince them that they were worthy challengers. I don't know. I don't pay too close attention to the post-match comments.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really see that either, but I guess we'll see. Then we had a 6-woman tag. Mivita Loca, Suzu Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, and Bozilla, defeating Ami Sorhei, Lady C, and Rana Yagami from God's Eye. It was Suzu pinning Lady C in 13 minutes and 5 seconds with the it was Rena with the Splash Mountain. I don't know why they put the wrong icon. Yeah. Rena pinned her with the Splash Mountain in 13 minutes and 5 seconds. So Ami and Bozilla just had this big gal battle where they were trading lariats. That ruled. Rena, though, at one point, she spent so long hyping the crowd up on the middle turnbuckle that she lets Lady C drag her off it, and Lady C dragged her off it pretty fucking hard. So
Yeah.
But yeah, Rena paid her back and got the pin. Pretty good match, 3 1/4 again.
Yeah, and Rena was kind of the star of this match too, which is unexpected but welcome. And I quite enjoyed it.
Main event was your 2 versus 2 tag, Saya Kamatani and Saori Anou and Saya Ida, defeating Saya Kamatani and Konami in 16 minutes and 14 seconds. It was Ida pinning Konami with the Ida Bashi, the bridge she does. So this felt like a hot match right off the bat. The crowd was really buzzing for all 4 women. There was a very hard-hitting Konami Ida exchange, which bodes well for their white belt match at Ryogoku. And then Sai and Saori just took turns booting each other in the face. That ruled too. Sai eventually got the edge with repeated boots to the face, only for Saori to dump her with a pair of German suplexes. That got her a 2 count. Konami, though, sent Ida into the ref. She retrieved the spray can, which somehow took me until today watching the Korakuen to be like, oh, she switched to the white mist or the white spray because she's the white belt champion. I'm stupid, everybody.
Oh, I didn't make that connection either.
Okay.
I had wondered if Walker had gotten in the ear and say, hey, it's a little weird that you're making everyone wear blackface.
No, I think it's just the white
but
belt.
That makes more sense. That makes way more sense.
Konami, so like I said, she sent Ian the ref, retrieved the spray can, but Saori stopped her from using it. Kamatani hit a nice springboard dive onto both her opponents on the floor. And then we got a very hot closing stretch, which was focused all around Konami and Ida. Ida nearly pinned her off a triangle Lancer cutback, and then got the pin not long after that with the Ida Bashi roll up. So yeah, very good main, 3 3/4. I thought it was a very good house show. Very hot crowd. Enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. And it wasn't just the Ida Bashi. She also hit her with the vertical drop brainbuster just before rolling her up. It was a thorough defeat. This was a big win for Ida, it felt like. And the crowd was massively behind her. Was this also when she sprayed her own face with the spray paint after the match?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
As part of showing her conviction to Konami, how angry she is, how determined she is to defeat her. That shit's badass. It's so good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Cool.
Yeah, Saya Ida's the one I was referencing earlier, a very short but also extremely muscular. It has been slotted pretty much since I saw her debut as a rookie in 2019. She was mostly slotted as talent enhancement. In part because she's a hell of a seller. Her getting to be the star still kind of feels a little novel, and it's so exciting how closely she is connected with the audience and made them live and die by what she's doing in the ring. There's a part of me that still thinks that the plan was never really Ida in this spot. It was probably supposed to be Hanan. And Ida getting to kind of step in was unplanned, but I'm feeling like it worked out better than Hanan would have. People love Saya Ida, and I don't really give her a chance of winning either. But I feel like if there is one, part of it has to go through a similar path to Maika, where the crowd is so invested in seeing her win that Stardom eventually has to go, okay, well, if you want it.
Yeah, probably something like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, now we got one more Stardom show to talk about. It's the Korakuen from earlier today on December 24th, the year-end Xmas Night 2025. It drew 1,121 people. Not the biggest crowd they've drawn all year at Korakuen, that is for sure. It was a weeknight crowd, and Japanese people did not get off for Christmas. So I'm sure that didn't help. And they always seem to do a lower number for these right before big show Korakuens. So I don't know. The Japanese fans are we're not coming to Korakuen. It's just a hype show. But, 11/21. I mean, 11/21 used to be really good for them, which is kind of funny. But now it's disappointing.
It's disappointing because it's off by what, 50? I don't think
no, like 200.
Oh, okay.
guess.
All right.
Yeah. The opener, the dark match, was Yuki Mashiro defeating Kiko Furusawa in 7 minutes and 10 seconds. So Yuki, people don't know who she is. She's a former Ice Ribbon wrestler. These days, she wrestles mostly with the current incarnation of 0-1, weirdly enough. It's like, that's random. I kind of thought maybe it was a tryout for her, but then, I mean, she's wrestling Stardom before, though, and she's getting, as it turned out, she's getting the high-speed title shot. So I guess it wasn't a tryout. I guess she's already going to be around. But yeah, she pinned. I wasn't that impressed by this match. So I thought, it was okay. I thought the final roll-up was a little sloppy. But, 2 3/4.
Well, and I think that the sloppiness was more on Kikyo than it was on Yuki, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Then we had the main card opener, which was a lot better than the dark match. Natsupoi, Rion, and Emma Maishima defeating Saori, Chi-Chi, and Miku Kanaway. It was Rion pinning Miku in 11 minutes and 25 seconds. Yeah, I just thought I liked Poi teaming up with her after all the bullying she did of her earlier throughout this year. That was kind of cool to see. She's like, hey, I've beaten you up enough. Let's fight together now. Saori, she went like hard at Poi right from the bell. She did this great dropkick against the ropes, but Poi came back with one of her own, like they've been doing a lot of their matches. Later on, Saori got this big powerbomb off the top on Rion, but Poi broke up the pin attempt from Miku Kanaway at the last possible second. Then Miku got her twisting. Oh, what am I writing here? No, Rion got her twisting pin thing on Miku for the pin. I totally wrote that wrong. Yeah, and Poi just barely keeps Saori from breaking up the pin attempt in time. So, and her little hug for Rion afterwards was great too. But then Miku goes right after in the post match, and Miku got booed. But yeah, strong opener, all action. Can't wait to be live for Saori versus Poi. Obviously, no matter what plane seat I have, I am going to see that. So 3.5.
Yeah, this was a firecracker of a match. And the audience got so hot for the closing stretch as Rion kind of locked in her win against Kanamik there. It was great stuff. I really enjoyed this one. The whole show, just to spoil what I think, I thought the whole show, frankly, was a great big party that's worth watching end to end. But starting here, they started with a bang.
Then we had the tag match. So it was Xena and Waka Tsukiyama defeating Kohaku from Wave and An Kanaya. Kohaku is the one who beat Saya for the Regina back in August, but weirdly she lost it less than 3 months later to Itsuki Aoki, who's yet to defend it since winning on November 2nd. So I don't think that's that abnormal though for the Wave title. They don't defend it that much. But yeah, Anne worked so hard to get back, and she has to suffer the indignity of an extra long dose of Waka shaking her ass slightly in her face. This is what she worked for? to have this woman go, and keep fucking rubbing her ass in her face? I'm like, Jesus.
You say that like she doesn't hold the title whose lineage includes Sakura Hirota.
But she did it so long this time. I was like, okay, we get it, your ass. Okay, great. This is why
I still don't think this was the worst ass offense I saw all week.
This is why May Sierra wanted her to get hemorrhoids. Because she's obnoxious about the booty. But yes. So Kohaku, what the fuck was up with her in this match? Like, she comes in at one point and hits Xena right in the boobs, which Xena gave this look like she was not happy about it. And then after that, she absolutely crushes poor Waka with a slingshot flip senton. Like, fucking really crushes her. You could see Waka, who looked like she was trying just to breathe after that. I'm like, Kohaku, girl, I get you probably have a lot of nervous energy wrestling in Stardom again, but calm down a little. She's a little going crazy out there. But Xena ends up pinning Anne with a Thunderstruck. I thought this did pick up late enough to get to Gentlewoman's 3 territory, but it was fine.
God, I don't remember Kohaku being like that, but perhaps I wasn't paying close attention.
Well, it was 2 spots, really, but those 2 spots were both slapped her right in the boob, and then crushed her other opponent really, really hard with that splash. because you can see like Waka like come up for like gasping for air like a fish. She's like, oh my god, like that was what has been going through her head. Like this woman crushed me. Then we had a 10-woman tag with two very odd teams. We had Hazuki and Koguma teaming up with Olympia. I guess the former fake Mexicans with the real Mexican that like we had Azuki with Olympia on the last show. But then Azumi and Miyu Amazaki on their team for some reason. And that team defeated half Mivita Godzai or Godlaloka. I don't know.
Godzai?
Godzai. Ami Sourei, Lady C, and Tomoka Inaba. And then Bozilla and Akira Kuragane.
Mivita Eye?
Mivita Eye. I kind of like Godlaloka. But yeah,
makes less sense somehow.
Isn't that like God is crazy? Wouldn't that be?
Yeah, I guess that works. But
yeah,
wouldn't you say if you were keeping it in Spanish though, you'd do like Dio, right?
I guess I don't know any Spanish.
I don't either. No one could fact check this assertion.
Then we had so this match we had first of all we had Azumi the reindeer giving Blue Miyu Kloss a ride out, which was kind of both adorable and kind of crazy, giving Mia's quite a bit taller than Azumi. So Azumi is very strong, especially on her lower body, I guess. She was like flexing too when she like dropped Miyu down. I thought that was funny. Godzai, anti-bear forever. They jumped Koguma before the bell. They will never forget it. I keep waiting for them to forget about it, and every time they're like, no, we are going to reference this random mid-card feud until the rest of our lives are over because we are anti-bear forever.
Yeah, never forgive, never forget.
They never forgive, they never forget.
And probably why Miyu is tagging with Koguma is because she's bear fan number 1.
That is true, actually. Yeah, she loves the bear. She's like, let me do the bear thing with you.
Yeah, O2 line versus FWC always starts with Koguma and Miyu tagging in, doing the bear pose, doing that for a few minutes to make sure everybody gets pictures, and then tagging out. Then the match can start.
Olympia and Bozilla, they were slugging it out here, and Olympia is the rare wrestler who in STARDOM who managed to withstand a couple Bozilla shoulder tackles without like immediately going down. So that was cool. But yeah, Hazuki pinned Akira with a diving senton off the top in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Again, perfectly fine undercard match, a little short for this many people, so it was 3 stars.
Yeah, well, this is where we're well into the party part of the card, right? Where they're cramming a lot of people into matches. You're not necessarily going to get to see a lot of them get the same amount of shine. You just kind of enjoy the chaos.
Indeed. Speaking of a lot of people in one match, cramming them all in and not giving them much time, a 4-way 12-woman tag, 4 teams of 3. The Stars team of B. Priestley, Momo Kogo, and Yuri Hime got the win. The losing team was the hate team of Rina, Azusa Naba, and Fukigen. So it was B. Priestley pinning Fukigen in 8 minutes and 1 second with a Falcon Arrow. The other 2 teams were the Godzai trio of Saki Kashima, Hina, and Kyoka Kitatsu, and then Mivita Loka, Suzu Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, and Itsuke Aoki. So Fukigen was, of course, reading Saya's Tospo MVP issue. So what else would she be reading? We got the obligatory sister showdown between the twins. That was by far the highlight. They were trading hard forms to each other's chest, and then doing the big judo throws. Always makes me wonder, like, do they go home afterwards like, hey, sorry for hitting you so hard? Or do they just go like, do you want to go again, bitch? Like, what is it? It's like they I did like they were like Hina was on a talk show this year at some point where she revealed that or maybe which one was it? Was it Hina revealing I think it was Rina revealing Hina as a big powder, I think. Like she's a crybaby and a powder is what she said about her.
Hina is
yeah.
Huh, that is surprising given like her wrestling demeanor is so ice queen.
I could have that reversed, but I think that's what it was.
Are you sure it's not Hanan who's the crybaby?
No. Apparently it was Hina. Rina said it was Hina.
Oh, okay.
That's what if I'm remembering this correctly. It was definitely one of the 2 twins. I think it was Hina.
Okay.
I think it was. And Hina blew up Rina's spot too, though, and said she's like actually like a diligent student or something. I'm like, she's supposed to be a delinquent.
That's not really an insult, Hina. You'll need to work on that.
Yeah.
I imagine that if anything, it's easier to lay it in a little harder on your siblings than it is some of your coworkers. You just have to think about that time they ate that pudding you were saving in the fridge.
Something. The time they told everybody, the entire world, you're a crybaby.
Yeah. The many grudges that siblings just build up with each other over the years.
But yeah, this was totally fine. Just like a lot of people for not very much time, but it was still like 3 stars. Enjoyable. Then we had an 8-woman tag. There were like 10,000 people on the show. Because besides the Stardom roster is gigantic, and we had a bunch of guest stars too. Like this one had 4 people from Sendai Girls for some reason. Maika, Hanako, Shuri, and Rana Yagami defeating Chihiro Hashimoto, Yu, Minami, or Manami. I don't know why I said Minami. Manami and Yuna. It was Hanako pinning Yuna in 11:52 at the JP Coaster. So this was the first appearance in Stardom proper, if you don't count the what's it called, produced show we just talked about, since April 24th, also at Korakuen, where she won on an 8-woman tag, teaming with Chihiro and Yuna, but Yurika Oka instead of Manami. So that was over the full E-Nexus V team during the lead up to Maika versus Chihiro to All-Star Dream Queendom. Obviously, this is also her last Stardom appearance since she's retiring a few days from now on the 28th. I don't really know like anyone going to that show, which is interesting because obviously I know 10,000 people going to Japan, and like I'm going to JTO. I know like one other person going to JTO, and it seems like everybody else is going to Marvelous. So like nobody picked you.
When is that? The 28th?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I picked Marvelous over that. Yeah, it feels like they're just kind of giving her like this is part of the victory lap, right? I get the sense that retirement tours like Yu's and Tanahashi, like part of it, yes, is trying to get as much business as possible. I do think that there's also like a lot of sentiment into their decision about when to book her and how often, right? Like they want to, and it's basically they want to do it as much as possible because she's beloved within the industry and by the fans, right? So
yeah,
book her as much as you can while you can.
Hallelujah, my final log roll spot. Never again. It's over. It sucked, just like it always sucks. Shuri and Chihiro went really. Shuri and Chihiro went really hard. They went really hard at each other, which was great. The two, Shuri and Chihiro, these two champions, just fucking beating on each other. But yeah, this was a good match. I went 3.5. Thought it was quite good.
One thing I think we're both going to miss is just how fucking hard you chops people.
She does chop people very, very hard.
She makes people's just hamburger meat. Maika, at the end of the match, got lightly slapped by Saori as they were leaving, and Maika did not appreciate that. She was clearly extremely sore and had to chase Saori out of the building.
That's funny. Lots of hugs and stuff for you afterward. Again, that would probably have a greater effect on me if I actually liked you. I'd also be going to a retirement show if that was the case, but the crowd was into it. They were cheering for her. So, the pre-intermission video. Okay, Tim Hunter, for a friend of the show, he's just on the last the Joshi part of the Wrestle Kingdom week preview. What do you think his reaction was when this Tam Nakano video started in the building? Because he was at the show.
Oh, what did I think Tim's reaction? I don't remember did he post anything in the chat?
No. I don't know if he did or not. I'm just saying, like, I could imagine him being like, because he's convinced she's coming back someday, and he's obviously like Tam super fan number 1. So I can imagine being like, oh my god, it's Tam Nakano, and then all it was her memorial goods are going on sale. That's what the video. So he
maybe the memorial goods though are hinting at the fact that she's being resurrected soon.
Yeah, Velky Braca, meanwhile, another guest last week was like, "This proves she's dead. It's memorial goods."
It is funny how somber they were in their advertisement for her goods.
Yeah.
And they had like slower, sadder music. Remember when Tam Nakano died?
that was the vibe, right? It was the vibe. It was like.
Remember when Saya Kamatani killed Tam Nakano in public?
Yeah, it was definitely the vibe.
Please buy these memorial goods for when Saya Kamatani straight up murdered Tam Nakano.
Her family needs the money, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Velky needs the money.
Velky needs the money. This semi-main event, high-speed title.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to speculate as well as to the identity of the quick little
hacker
video they promoted? Yeah, the hacker. I guess hacker streamer, maybe.
Probably just Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. Okay, is she famous as like a streamer? Is that why?
No, she's like a hacker, I think, was her gimmick in WWE or something. I don't know. I don't really care.
Okay.
Some foreigners coming in, probably.
Okay. Well, I was trying to think of what else it could possibly be, and I was coming up empty because I felt like a hint like this, it had to be, well, who's like on the computer all the time as a wrestler? I can't. That's about the most I could glean from that little video.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, oh god, I tried to hold that yawn back so far; it came out really loudly. Yeah, I don't really care. I guess like
Fair
some
enough.
Foreigners coming in, and they're gonna be a foreigner to Stardom. The last thing Stardom also needs is more people. So it's like okay.
I do kind of co-sign that, but I think it's nice, even in a very large roster, to have someone come in on a short tour to freshen things up. That will always be relevant, no matter how big the Stardom roster gets.
It's probably fair. Then we had the high-speed title. Yuna Mizumori, the semi-main event, finally defeats Mei Sierra in 14 minutes and 1 second to win the title. Forget which number championship. I think 28th. But yeah, this felt like the end of the line for Mei going in. You know, she had this title for over 500 days at this point, since July 2024. She had this title for so long, she beat a pre-heel turn Saya Kamitani for it. It's crazy.
Wait, in the same title reign, or was that her first reign?
No, in the same title reign.
Oh, good lord. That is, yeah.
Because Saya lost that belt like right before she turned heel. So she was going for V10 here. That V10, the 10th defense, would have put her alone in second place behind Azumi's 12. But instead, she ended up tied with Mayu Iwatani with 9 for the two of them. Her 514 days is alone in second place for the high-speed title, way behind Natsuko Tayo's 679-day reign. Do you want to guess the number of defenses Tayo had in 679 days?
Oh, something like 4.
Oh, well, did you look it up beforehand? Because you nailed it.
No, well, we have talked through the high-speed title lineage before, because one interesting thing about Mei Sierra is I think a lot of people view her right now as exclusively a high-speed title wrestler. But if you look at the lineage of the title, it's a great way to experiment with someone being a future title holder for some of the bigger singles belts. So I think Mei Sierra is losing up here.
We'll see. But yeah, she did indeed.
And to be clear, I certainly hope so too. I think she's one of the 5 best wrestlers in Stardom.
But yeah, I mean, she's really, really good. That's for sure. But yeah,
we need to celebrate Unimon.
679 days. Somehow, only 4 defenses. Azumi's 12 defense reign is all the way down in 5th at 458 days. Like she defended that title way more per day than anybody else. Mayu was in 3rd at 501. I don't remember who was 2nd. Somebody else who defended like 4 times, I think.
Mary Apache, maybe.
Yuna. Oh, I think that was it. Mary Apache. So Yuna has very shiny, or not 2nd, 4th. Mary Apache was 4th. Mei Sierra was 2nd. Anyway, Yuna had very shiny new silver gear, while Mei was still in her same gear as always. So that also gave away who was winning this, I think.
Well, I was kind of disappointed at how the colors for her new gear are so much more muted than her tropical style up until this point, right? If it means that Unimon, to be at the top of the card in any capacity, has to lose her whole tropical gimmick, I don't know if I can support that.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, right?
She is
like, nice looking gear, but come on. She had a great gimmick going.
The thing I liked about this match, it was very fast paced, of course, like all these high speed title matches are, but they also just fucking slugged each other in the chest at some points. May tried to fire back. We got this full slugfest out of it. Then they were slapping each other very hard. Like, this was just way more hard hitting than your typical high-speed title match. I thought Yuna had it when she escaped the big powerbomb attempt from May, and bounced off the ropes into the Supergirl pin, but May just barely kicked out. Yuna also escaped the checkmate from May, hit this big standing lariat for a 2 count, but May got the checkmate on her second try, and Yuna kicked out like 2.999. Yuna came back with this enormous counter lariat on May when she was bouncing off the ropes. She killed her with a second straight lariat, and then finally she got the Supergirl pin again, and this time it got the pin. So yeah, fucking rocked. I went 4 stars on it. Way more hard-hitting than your typical high-speed title match, like I said. So May had a great title reign, but it was time to move on here. And if this match is anything to judge by, maybe Unimon, its whole thing is going to be way more physical and hard-hitting than the typical high-speed title holder.
It becomes kind of the never title for Stardom. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Yuna was very emotional about winning afterwards, and she was hugging Poi. May was crying too, and she strapped the belt around Yuna like a good baby face, but she was clearly very sad.
Yeah, it was well past time, wasn't it? I think we had felt pretty much all year that this was the direction this was all heading in. Happened slightly sooner than I think both of us were expecting, but only in the sense that I had this pinned as a Dream Queendom match for months. Glad it was in the semifinals of the Korakuen, but I do think with how obvious it was that it was finally time to strap Unimon up, that kind of took away a little bit from what was otherwise a fan-freaking-tastic match.
Then we had the main event. It was Saori Anou, Saori Anou.
I do think it's worth mentioning, though, the post-match of the high-speed, though.
Oh, yeah. There were like 10,000 people that came out to challenge for the title.
10,000, he means like 8.
So they were all trying to show how fast they were by hitting the ropes. The funniest was Fukigen. She was like running back and forth. Then she just stops and she's like, "Now I'm going to smoke." Yeah, that was funny.
Yep, did her smoking spot.
But yeah, you're all very fast. We get it, guys. But anyway, apparently for some reason, I don't know what the reason was, but Yuna nominated Yuka to be the challenger. So.
Yep, which is kind of surprising. I thought they were setting up maybe like a high-speed battle royale, which would have been a really cool idea. Going into this Unimon match, I had been wondering, the high-speed title division has felt a little shallow. Maybe that's just because so much of it was focused on May and Unimon. So it was super nice, actually, to see so many challengers come out. Some of them who hadn't challenged for a while. Momo Kogo came out. I would love to see her challenge again.
But yeah, we'll have to see, I guess, where that goes, but or where the title match takes place. Maybe it'll be one of the 2 Shinjuku Face shows on the 3rd, or could be the January 10th or 11th Korakuen. We'll see. Main event: Saori Anou got the pin on Saya Kamatani, like we talked about in 1644 at the special pottering. So it was Saori Anou, Saya Ida, and Sakurawa on one team against Saya, Kamatani, Konami, Natsukatora, and Raka. This opened with, of course, a big wild brawl around ringside. Konami eventually shoved Saya Ida in the ref. She sprayed her with the white ghost mist just for the 10-minute call. But Ida was still able to fight back somehow. And that got a huge reaction from the crowd. The crowd was really, really behind Ida fighting back here. She finally made the hot tag to Saori, who slugged it out with Saya Kamatani back in the middle of the ring. And she got a great reaction, too, for putting Saya down with a big boot. But Raka then hit her from the apron, and Saya smacked her in the face with her own, scissors big boot. Saya took an amazing bump for that, of course. So Sayaka actually managed to hit the double spear on both BMI members. That looked impressive. Aya goes for this dive to the outside. The dive itself looked awesome, this diving plancha. Ooh. Unfortunately for her, it was on her own partners, because Saori and Sayaka got dragged in the way by hate. And then Saya hit her own awesome-looking springboard dive. Mm-hmm. We got more friendly fire back in the ring as Sakurawa accidentally hit a double super kick on Saori. I thought that was going to lead to the pin. And Saya hit the Star Crush on Saori, but Ida ruined everything. She dove it out of nowhere to save.
That was incredible to watch, too, because the camera is so tight. Yeah, because the camera was so tight, and then on Kamatani trying to get the pin before Ida comes flying in head first to break up the pin.
Yeah, it looked like she flew in from outer. It looked like she flew in from outer space. It was
yes.
Great. Saya went for a second Star Crusher, but Saori escaped and got the special pottering, and that got the pin for her. And immediately I was like, "Oh boy, do not know if I like that. Do not think that's a good omen for her chances of winning at Ryogoku." But it was nice to see her finally get a W in this feud. But that does scream Saya's retaining. So congratulations, everybody! You got this one over on me, I guess, because it looks like Saya's gonna win. So.
Yep. So my hope was to go back and look at the previous Stardom Christmas Eve or Christmas shows that were leading up to Dream Queendoms. Now we've only had 4 of these besides the one this year, right? So not a lot of data, and of course it used to be under a different booker before Okada. But what I found was out of those 4 times, 3 of them, the person who got the pin, or the team that won, because Cage Match doesn't list who got the pin, the team who won ended up having the person in the main event lose the next night. So, not looking great.
So she started immediately beating on her afterward, and everybody was pulling them apart. But yeah, very good main, 3 3/4. But I'm sad now.
Yeah. Yep.
Saori did accidentally say Wonder instead of World in her post match promo, which Saya made fun of her for. But yeah, I don't know. I'm making myself sad now. So.
Well, if there's a bright side to this, I don't think Saya Kamatani's... I think the odds of what's going to happen for her over Wrestle Kingdom and Dream Queendom is that the most likely is she's going to split her wins. If she has to split her wins, I would rather her win at Dream Queendom and lose at Wrestle Kingdom, just because I don't want Saori's reign to end so soon.
Well, I disagree. So
fair enough.
I want Saori to win no matter what. So I'm still gonna be grumpy. So yeah, we have the full Ryogoku card on December 29th, which we did not have when we recorded the Wrestle Kingdom preview, but there's really nothing of note that got added besides, we forgot to mention during Osaka, Starlight Kid said she's returning at Ryogoku. So that match is the main show opener. It's her and Azumi against Shuri and Tomoka Inaba. The dark match is Hamabe and Ane Kaniya against Emma Maishima and Kiko Furusawa. It's a very cool dark match. The full generation here battle. But yeah, then there's a women's rumble that there is almost every year. There's all the people not booked on the card. I'm not going to read them all off. It's, all the people not booked in matches.
And some you didn't know were in the building.
Yeah. Who's the Olympia, I guess? Who else do you mean?
Oh, no, I'm referencing the fact that there's often surprise entrants at the
Right. There's an 8-woman tag, which is Maika, Megan Bain, Xena, and Hanako against Suzu Suzuki, Bozilla, Rita Yamashita, and Itsuki Aoki. So all 4 people on the E-Nexus V-ish team are definitely big women, so I guess that's the idea there. But Bozilla is also very large, so be a big lady battle.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say Rina is small either.
Yeah, that's true. She's like 5'4", I think, which is pretty big for Joshi. But yeah, other than that, all the matches are the ones we already talked about in the preview. Fuwo Chan's re-debut, Suri versus Poi, the tag title match, the white belt match, and the red belt match, which, like I said, I have very little hope now, so hopefully just like with my fucking business class upgrade that it hasn't come so far, and now this right now is officially 30 hours out, so hopefully just like that, it's they're going to pleasantly surprise me, but not going to get my hopes up at this point, so everybody get out your tiny violins for me and start playing.
I do like that Starlight Kid is coming back by tagging with Osmi. I'm a big fan of that tag team.
Yeah, Starbomb. Like, let's get them in the Goddess mix already.
Yeah.
Like, come on. But yeah, there's your Dream Queendom card. The first of 4 Stardom shows. I'm assuming you've never been to a Stardom show, right? You never got like a Mania weekend show or anything? No. Okay. So does it feel real yet?
Not quite. I think once I'm in Japan, then it's gonna feel a little more real.
You sound like far away again, by the way.
Hang on, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, is that better?
Oh, yeah, although you might have blown out their ears like you just blown out mine, but that's still better though. Better than you sounded
right.
sound like you're talking to me through. You sound good. You sound good. Better than talking to me down a hallway. But yeah, the show is almost sold out. So the last time I checked before today, they were down to just stand B and C, which are the two cheapest ticket categories, all the way up at the upper deck. Now they're just at stand B on both Lawson and Pia. So the 4,000 yen, the cheapest seats, those are gone. All that's left is stand B, which is 6,000 yen. Although you can get those for 2,000 yen if you're under 25. No, you can get them for 3,000. No, actually you can't. Those are sold out. So only the general admission 6,000 yen are left. So the under 25 and the child seats are gone. So yeah, they're going to sell out this building, everybody. I mean, it's, whoever's going to show up should be enough to buy whatever remaining stand B seats are left. So there you go. There's your Stardom talk. Please surprise me and give the win to Saori Anou in the main event. Taro, please.
No.
Anyway. pretty.
Oh wow, where did that come from? Huh?
Pretty, please.
Special guest Taro Okada just dropping by to drop one word.
He's going to Chicago, weirdly.
For what? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just saw him say he's going to Chicago.
Huh. Oh.
I don't know if he's going to meet with Tony Khan or something, but because they're going to be at Chicago this weekend for World's End.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
That reminds me that, Tony Khan was extremely happy when Rossi was gone and seems to like Okada. But I don't think a whole heck of a lot has come so far from that quote-unquote relationship, right? Like, we haven't seen a lot of AEW wrestlers here.
Yeah, it's pretty much just been Megan Bain. I mean, look, there was also, what's her name in the 5-star last year? God. Why can't I remember her name? The fucking woman. I can picture her face in my head, but I cannot fucking think of the name. She used to be in the fucking Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't know. I'm not
isn't she the one who's married to crap, now I can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
So, there's like no way to help
is her. It like Anna something? Anna J, I think.
Anna J, yeah, the Brazilian.
No, Anna, the other one's the Brazilian.
Oh, the other one is? Okay.
Yeah, Anna J's. No, the one who's married to Sammy and is Brazilian is not Anna J, and I don't remember her name either, but I'm not going to spend another 10 years trying to think of her name. But no, Anna J is the one who was in the 5-star last year. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
So, and she was not very good. The Stardom fans did not, no one liked her as far as I remember. But anyway, so there's your Stardom talk, and I guess the next time we talk about Stardom, we'll be talking about Dream Queendom one way or the other. The show might go too late for me to do any kind of immediate post show on the 29th, especially since it seems like people want to go out afterwards, which I'm into that. So we might have to wait and do it after Wrestle Kingdom and just do one episode where we talk about it also. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe just a suggestion, maybe wait until after New Year's Dash, because we have a lot of time once we're both in Osaka. Maybe we could record then.
Yeah, we could do that.
Because then all that's left that we would be watching is just the last two Stardom Korkins.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when we get back to Tokyo?
Or yeah, we could do that then too.
Because I don't really have any time in Osaka. Because we get there, I get to Osaka 5:00 on the 8th, and then so I want to party in Osaka. I love Osaka. And then the 9th, I'm going to the Nintendo Museum and Dragon Gate in Kobe on the same day.
Okay.
And the 10th I leave. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But yeah, Osaka's awesome. I don't want to be recording no podcast in Osaka. I want to be out partying. So
fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll record a podcast at some point, I guess. Trying to think, what the fuck is on the 30th? I know it's 2 shows, but I can't think of what the fuck they are. Oh, it's Oz Academy and Glato, but I have a spa appointment in between though. Yeah, I don't think I have any time with the
I'll be
30th
Comic Cat.
either.
There's no way. If you wanted me there, I'd be
Oh
there.
yeah. You're a comic. So and we're going to the fucking hostess club too. So yeah, the 30th is packed. The 31st is packed. Maybe I'll just get on record like an hour on the 29th. I don't know. So I'm not too drunk at the end of whatever partying we do. Who knows?
But if you're not too drunk, I would have considered that a failure as well.
That's true. I mean, I just record drunk. It wouldn't be the first time. So, I did that. I think I did that in Japan actually. But anyway, because I was pretty. By the time we got back from Sakura Genesis, I guess I was not that drunk, but I was. You know, I had a few drinks. So, but we'll see. Anyway, New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's the next topic. Ostensibly, the reason everybody's going to this entire trip. So you wanted to talk about the Tag League semis and finals? Do you want to do that?
Well, you had said you hadn't had time to watch the semis, I think, right?
Yeah.
They were both excellent though, and I think in general, I didn't watch all of World Tag League, but I think people came out of World Tag League a lot more positive on the promotion than they were going in, right? Both because the matches themselves were very, very good. I only watched the semis and finals and thought they were all three matches were fantastic. But also, there's some other like directions that they're taking that they've been building angles in World Tag League of all places that are making people feel better about wrestlers who just hadn't had much of an impact for much of the year, like Callum Newman.
Yeah, so we'll talk about when we get to the Korakuen, but Callum's new heel persona is awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just this total fucking shithead who's like really easy to dislike. So I'm really into it, and you know that the new direction of United Empire's heels is very cool. Yeah, I do wish they would rebrand. I wish they would just rebrand it, but even if they don't do that, it'll still be cool.
Oh, I think there's a good chance they will, because they didn't release a lot of merchandise for United Empire, right? Like
that is true. They didn't release the fucking
the jacket.
They give it the jacket. Yeah, they released a jacket for the War Dogs. They released one for House of Torture and TMDK, but they didn't release one for the United Empire. So I guess they could rebrand it.
Yeah, I could see them losing at Wrestle Kingdom and kind of announcing that United Empire is dead once they're at New Year's Dash and they reform as a new heel unit.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, the only thing that maybe we'll talk about when we get to that show is the only thing that made me rethink a little bit is they kept talking all this stuff about how United Empire has new investors. So I don't know if that.
Oh, Chris was pushing that. I think that was just supposed to mean Andrade, though, right?
Right. No. I know, but like, would they introduce a new guy for a unit that's not going to exist anymore? I don't know.
That's true. Well, they may just rebrand the unit, right? They drop the United Empire name and they come up with something else. Maybe something that's a little more obviously heelish. I also think, by the way, that becoming more explicitly heelish is great for Okan. I think Great Okan just works much better as a heel than he does as a face.
Yeah, totally. The finals of the World Tag League I thought were awesome. I did watch that. I went 4 1/4 on it. That was Oiwa and Zach defeating Gabe Kidd and Yota Tsuji. Oiwa pinned Kidd in 32-40 with the grip. I didn't take any notes on the match, but I do remember thinking that it felt like that win felt enormous for Oiwa.
Yes.
Because Oiwa really hadn't done a lot this year at all, to the point where it became a running joke. They just kept losing for very secondary and really like, third rung titles. But like, he just felt like this getting a pin over former global champion and someone who was pushed very hard this year. That felt like that was a good decision, which, I bury a lot in New Japan's booking all the time. I just want to give it praise when it felt like they did the right thing here, which this felt like a big, big win for him. And it did feel like it was long overdue. So. Right.
And it feels like a lot of that is Zach's influence, right? That he has been saying that this tag team is not about him, it's about Oiwa. And you could also feel that in the semis as well, because while Oiwa did not get the pin, Zach got the submission win, actually. Oiwa still had a major part to play in it, because you could see in the background as Zach was locking in the hold, Oiwa hitting Yoshihashi with the grip as Yoshihashi was trying to run in to break up the pin, and it looked, frankly, kind of sick. It was a great way to make sure the other guy wasn't going to interfere. It also, Gabe and Tsuji are a hell of a tag team together. They were another big highlight for me out of watching these World Tag League matches.
Yeah, the Korakuen match, if people missed it, with against the other, War Dog unaffiliated team, in that block, the team of Drilla and Shingo, was fucking awesome.
Okay, I might need to go back and watch that because I bet it was.
Yeah.
I heard, that Drilla and Shingo were an exceptional tag team. The one thing I really appreciate in tag teams are elaborate combo moves. I feel it is very, very important that every tag team have their own bespoke set of combo-like attacks, and it just appeals to the fighting game part of my brain. It felt like Tsuji and Gabe kind of came in with that mentality of doing cool combo shit together all the damn time. They both have that running knee together where they just cream the other guy in the middle, right, by hitting them with their knees, including Gabe's running O knee, right. And there's also the combination spear plus running lariat that looks awesome. It's kind of tough. It feels like being invested at all in Gabe Kidd, especially right now, not just in this tag team, but also just a sense that he's not much longer for this promotion. Like, not out as soon as January, but probably shortly after that.
Yeah, because the speculation is his contract runs about through April or May, and he might go after that.
Yeah. So there's
they
a part
took
of
longer
me,
to sign.
Yep, there was kind of like a lot of rumors swirling around, which I think was largely like them trying to up their price or better their negotiation position. Sorry, to get back to what I was saying, I was sad all over again that we didn't really get Gabe in the 5-star. And also sad just feeling like I would have loved to see this tag team just continue for years. But I just can't trust that that's going to happen. So it feels like, why invest at all?
No, I get it. I get what you mean. But yeah, so the tag league, I mean, even what I saw was mostly really good. So I didn't watch all of it, but it seemed like it was a lot better than usual this year.
Yep, and like important to the overall narrative of what they're doing. They built some stuff that was important for Wrestle Kingdom and others going forward. So.
The Road to Tokyo Dome shows. So for the first two, I just watched the main. So that's what I was going to talk about. So first one was Friday the 19th from G Messe Gunma. It did a crowd of 1,291. And the main event was Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating Hiromu Takahashi in 14:25 with the high fly flow. Crowd was loudly behind Tana, as you probably expect. The highlight of this match for me was Hiromu busting out a Rainmaker. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It was cool to see somebody shorter than Tana hit him on it after all those years of Okada obviously towering over him. But Hiromu's just big enough to make it work because he has that very defined upper body for a junior. But yeah, Tana kind of ended up putting him away without much trouble, I thought. But, it was a good match. I thought it got a little melodramatic for me towards the end with all the screaming from Hiromu. The only criticism Hiromu I've ever had in my career, in his career, I almost said my career, is like, he can do that. He can get a little melodramatic sometimes with the screaming and everything. But yeah, I mean, this was a good match. I went 3.5 on it. I thought it was the weakest of the three we're going to talk about. These three last Tanahashi versus Junior singles matches. But, it was still good. I mean, I still enjoyed it, but it didn't get that much time either, which was a little surprising.
Yeah, I second that sentiment. I thought this was fine, but also not a lot of meat to the bone here.
The second one was on the Sunday the 21st at the Light Cube Utsunomiya with an attendance of 1,323. And here the main event, this was my favorite of the three, was Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating El Desperado in 1830 with the high fly flow. Desperado went total heel here. He nailed Tanahashi with a chair shot to the leg on the outside. And then Tana like fired back with some legwork of his own after taking it from Despy. So it was like it was like a lesser version of those double leg matches Starlight Kid was doing toward the back half of her white belt reign in Stardom. So, Tana actually, he did a figure 4 at one point. I was like, when's the last time he did a figure 4? That was cool to see him bust out.
Yeah.
I think he used to do it more often, but he really hasn't done it. I haven't seen him from in a long time.
Well, it's a reminder that he is still one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. He just doesn't work that style all that often. And I love that the story of the match was, you might try and make this about my knees because you're all about knee submission, but guess what, motherfucker? I also can make your knees hurt and make you feel like an old fucking wrestler.
Indeed. Despy, he briefly turned over the figure 4, but Tanahashi reversed it right back, and that forced him to get the rope break instead. But yeah, Tana got another win here at the High Fly Flow. Just got a little more time. I thought this was quite 4 stars. I like this a lot. Awesome match.
This was probably my favorite match of the week. I loved it. Two of my favorite wrestlers, too, just really over-delivering what I thought could be a sleepy, let's just do something a little routine. But it had a strong story, which sometimes I just need to really get invested in a match.
Then we go to the Korakuen. So this, obviously, we can talk the full show about. This was from Monday the 22nd. A good crowd, 1,515. A Tokyo Dome, not Tokyo Dome, a Korakuen sellout. They also sold out the Tokyo Dome, but yes, Road to Tokyo Dome sold out here. What New Japan does not always do at Korakuen. So, but yeah, people did not want to miss Tanahashi's last match in Korakuen Hall. So, it was one of those shows where like they were sending out like the message on social media: "Do not show up. We don't have tickets for you. We can't get you in the building." Always find it funny when they say that. Like, we don't want your money. Get the fuck out. It's like Japan Airlines with me right now. They don't want my money for this fucking business class seat. See how I have the running theme of the episode, me complaining about this bid. The show opened with the World TV title match. El Phantasmo defeated Ryosuke Taguchi in 8:58.
Oh, I can tell you love this match.
Oh, boy. Okay. What the fuck is the point of the World Television Championship at this point?
Isn't it starting to feel like the KOPW Championship?
It's starting to feel like the Owari Gate. The fucking Comedy Belt and Dragon Gate. Like, it's only defended in open challenges. It's only defended in opening matches. It fucking, like, it's held by a guy who I find it impossible to take seriously to begin with. And then Taguchi, went out here and did 9 minutes of total comedy wrestling. Like, this was his 5th fucking defense already in the 2nd title reign. And, like, they fucking went out there and, I am not anti-goofy stuff in wrestling, but if it's for a fucking title, when Super Sasadango Machine challenged for the KOD title, he fucking took it seriously, and they had a serious match besides one fucking joke with the fucking the thing in between, the inner monologue. That was the only joke in the match because he was challenging for a serious title and he was trying to win a serious title. When Danshoku Dito is in the KOD title reign, he fucking is trying to seriously incapacitate people with his fucking kisses and shit. Like, the most serious he ever works. These two did one of the goofiest matches I can ever recall seeing in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They did slow motion spots. Mm-hmm. They were doing tons of ass stuff. When Taguchi himself challenges for the junior heavyweight title, he generally takes that seriously and works seriously. So he's telling you he cares about the junior title and does not give a fuck about this World TV title. Like, they should have fucking gone all the way with it and just done the Owari Gate style thing and been like, okay, fans, clap for the winner. Who's the winner here? Clap louder. That's who wins the TV title. Because this belt is a fucking joke at this point. So...
Yeah, it's not terribly creative or interesting comedy either, I think, is the other thing. No. It feels almost like beginners first wrestling comedy, and neither of these guys are beginners anywhere near it. They both have decades of experience. They are both beneath this, and I wouldn't even say they come close to registering as some of my favorite wrestlers in New Japan right now. It's just... Oh, it's a shame. I feel like while I am normally opposed, almost reflexively, to outsiders holding the title, Chris Brooks.
Please let Chris Brooks win. God, for the love of God.
Please come and save us.
Oh. Yeah, so what do I give this match? A fucking dud is what I give this match. ELP is a fucking terrorist this year, and I cannot fucking stand his wrestling. And I just get this unless they're going to take this belt and fucking burn it like the KOPW, they got to get this belt away from him because this belt means fucking nothing with him as champion.
It is circling the drain. It certainly feels like there's a very small number of wrestlers who are interested in even challenging for it.
Yeah, no one cares. He has open challenges, and who comes out? Taguchi.
Yep, Taguchi twice. There was another junior, I think Suji. No, not Suji. Watto came out. God, I forgot his name. Bone Soldier.
Okay. They spent this entire show pretty much like this. The one weird thing about the show, which is one of the criticisms I have, otherwise show I liked, they spent an odd amount of time promoting the Never Openweight 6-man show match that's opening the show. Never Openweight 6-man titles feel significantly more prestigious than the fucking World TV title feels at this point.
Okay, honestly, I think that's how it should be too, though. Remember when the World TV title was debuted and Okada said, "This is for the young wrestlers to fight for."
Yeah, that's
in that context, that hierarchy makes sense to me. It makes sense that it would be below the Never 6-man. It feels, though, that where it has landed is borderline disreputable if you hold it for too long. It starts to have a stink about it.
I don't know. I'm just like, I mean, I guess I buried it enough, but it was just very, very bad. Right. One of the only things we're going to talk about on the show that I didn't like.
Yeah, because I mean, I'll take this as an opportunity to transition. I have started to be excited about this Wrestle Kingdom card, and part of it is the teams that they have for the 6-man gauntlet. I think a lot of these teams are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the teams are pretty good, actually. That's true. I mean, I still think it's weird they spend so much time on the show building up these teams when it's the opener of Wrestle Kingdom, and also, like, it's it's the opener of Wrestle Kingdom, and it's gonna they're gonna come out in 1-minute intervals, and when one guy gets thrown over the top rope, the entire team gets eliminated. So you're spending so much time building up teams that are gonna be out in like a flash, a lot of the cases. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, what are they going to do? Okada's not there, Takeshi's not there, so you can't build up either one of your semi-main events or your double main events. So, that's what they spend time on, building up the Never 6-man.
Yep, and when else were they going to do this, right? So,
but yeah, after the match, I thought this was Shota Umino as Santa Claus, but I guess it was actually Matsumoto. Someone was telling me, Rika Tatsumi on the Discord, not the actual Rika Tatsumi, which is always disappointing. But yeah, so
in my head, it's the actual Rika Tatsumi. And no one can tell me otherwise.
So Santa came out and gave ELP a present that had the puppet inside, and I was just imagining like Joe Lanza somewhere, like the little fucking like anger lines on his forehead, the little fucking the pumping vein.
Yep.
But yes, the puppet was
saw
inside
something
the ring.
funny happen in his wrestling. Got really mad.
Although I just complained about like a comedy match.
But no. What happens here? This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So Brooks hits the ring. He lays out all three of them. And he challenges ELP on January 4th in what turned out to be a pre-show match. So there you go. Yeah. I believe that's our only pre-show match. Like, are they going to go an hour? Like, what
can't be the only one they're doing, though. I bet there will be more announced.
Yeah, it's very weird because the doors open an hour and a half before the fucking show starts. So you think there'd be more than.
And the TV title has a 15-minute time limit, right? So
yeah. So oh my god,
yeah, plenty of time for one more match, at least. I wanted to say, by the way, the screams from the audience when ELP pulled out Bun Bun were fantastic. They knew exactly what that meant. I really enjoyed that. Fun angle.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and there's he got like you said, really good reaction. Then he got some boos too for being kind of heelish. But yeah, really cool angle.
No, he's working super heel for this. I'm into it. I kind of think though that this is an indication that ELP is going to retain, but whatever.
Will the terrorism ever end? Match number 2, Bolton Oleg, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto defeated Taichi, Kojima, and Tiger Mask in 8:04. It was Yoshihashi pinning Tiger Mask. So after that opener, this was practically mana from heaven. Still very much people having fun, but it was an actual wrestling match at least. So also, we got a note from Chris Charlton that Tiger Mask hates Christmas. I was like, what? Why does he hate Christmas? Does he really hate KFC? Is that the problem?
I don't remember him talking about this. That's incredible lore.
Yeah, he just hates Christmas.
When we're in Japan, we're going to have to find Chris Charlton and ask him more about this. I need more Tiger Mask lore details.
But yeah, Yoshihashi pinned Tiger after they did this cool triple team move where he and Goto held him in midair for a midair splash from Oleg. That looked pretty neat. So yeah, fun little match here, 3 1/4. Quite enjoyed it.
And that's going to be one of your 6-man teams for the Gauntlet.
Yep. And then Taichi and Kojima got in an argument afterwards, but Ishii helped them make peace, so they will also be a team in the Gauntlet. So
yes.
Ishii is back, everybody. He was back at ringside here. So there you go.
That's the one I'm most excited for, and most hope wins.
Another match that unfortunately I thought sucked was House of Torture. It was Evil, Narita, Sanada, Yujiro, and Kanemaru beating Umino, Yuya, Yano, Yo, and Master Wato in 8:02. It was Narita pinning Wato. This was like kind of whatever. So, okay. It led up to Aaron Wolf running out to make the save. And after all this defending I did of him and telling people to stop judging him so early before he even wrestles, he fucking tripped coming out here. Made me look like a fucking idiot and made me look like an idiot. So thank you, Aaron Wolf, for doing that. But yeah, then he got choked from the wire by Togo and just fucking ate shit with the Never title. Like Evil just smacked him with that belt.
Ooh, I was shocked he wasn't like broken open hard way. You could hear how hard he got hit in the face with the title.
But yeah, like I don't know if that was a message, like get your shit together, kid. But like, wow, that was something. But yeah, so he looked like an idiot.
I just think he wanted it to look like it hurt, and it did.
He looked like an idiot in more ways than one here, unfortunately. So not a good thing. We'll see what he looks like in the actual match. I'm still not going to freak out like some people, but not his best night, I will say. But yeah,
even if he looks good at his debut, I kind of expect that it's just going to take time, right?
Yeah.
For him to fully realize his potential. So
no,
I
that's
don't know.
Fair. Yeah, kind of whatever. I thought, this is Narita hit Wato with the push-up board and pinned him. I'm not one of those people that says house bad all the time, but tonight, thought this was pretty bad.
It was a nothing match.
Yeah, I disliked it even more than that. We're like 1 3/4. Thought it was pretty fucking bad. Kaisei Takeshi tried to run in. He made the save, but then also got beat up. Umino and Yuya made the save for him too. And then all 3 hit a huge dropkick on Yujiro, and Takeshi accidentally crushed him on the way down. But there's your next trio in the number 6-man match. The crowd didn't really seem to give a shit, though.
Yeah, right? They were surprisingly muted.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool team.
They're like, we don't care about this handsome man team. I thought it was kind of weird, though. Like, why? I thought Takeshi was going to team with Ueno and Toy. I mean, they're the KOD 6-man champions.
Yeah, that the whole gimmick was that the DDT current 6-man champions were going to try to win the NJPW 6-man champions titles as well.
They were like, fuck you, Ueno and Toy, which sucks because Ueno and Toy are both awesome. So
yeah.
But yeah, this was a good little angle, I guess, but the crowd didn't give a shit. So and it's not like they didn't give a shit. It's not like you can be like, oh, they don't know DDT people because they fucking loved Chris Brooks. So I don't know. It's weird.
Chris Brooks is more over than Takeshi. Who knew?
Then we had a really hot 6-man tag. Really, really hot 6-man tag.
Yes.
This was like one of the hot. I mean, this match, this went less than 5 minutes, and I still went 3 3/4 on it. Like that's how hot this was.
It was a blistering 5 minutes. It's so good.
Great Okan, Callum Newman, and Jacob Austin Young defeated Shingo Takagi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Gato. It was Callum pinning Gato in 4:44 at the overkill. So the unaffiliated dogs or whatever, they went after United Empire right before the bell, and they were fucking pissed. Like this feels like a hot feud. Mm-hmm. They're brawling over ringside. The crowd is super into this. Callum did a diving double stomp over the rail into the crowd, right into Hiromu's gut. That looked awesome. There was a huge Gato chant when he was getting worked over by Jay. Jay took an enormous pumping bomber from Shingo. They landed right on his neck but Callum saved him from the indignity of getting pinned by Gato off of that. And that's just all action. Bodies are flying everywhere. ELP, I will give him the rare bit of praise. His very understated line on commentary where he just was like, Daddy's looking good when Shingo was running wild. That was very fucking funny. I laughed out loud because that's like a 4-year callback at this point to like their COVID feud where Shingo beat him in the Who's Your Daddy match. He just very matter of fact, he was like, yeah, Daddy's looking good. So
say what you want about ELP, but he is a man of honor. No matter how long ago that stipulation was, he will maintain it.
He is going to call him Daddy forever. Apparently, yes. That is just very, very funny. So just the rare, like, got a hand to ISIL moment there for ELP. But yeah, just Gato very nearly pinned Jag out with the Gato clutch, but Callum stomped on his back to just barely break it up again. And he gets tagged by Jay, nails Hiromu off the apron, and then hits Finley's overkill on Gato. Great touch. That got the pin. Mm-hmm. Fucking ruled. Super hot action, super hot crowd, super hot feud. And again, compare the crowd reaction to this. For all the the house stuff against Takeshi, Yuya, Showdown, even Wolf in the last match too. So this United Empire vs. Unaffiliated Dogs feud is just so much hotter. 3 3/4.
Yeah,
very good match.
Yep.
And then afterwards we get the big reveal. He tells the crowd to shut up in 2 languages. I love that. He's like, he says Urusai, and he tells them to shut up. And he says he'll be nice and reveal one of the 2 X's for the dome. And it's Andrade El Idolo. So,
hell yeah! How excited are you about Andrade being back in New Japan?
I'm pretty excited. I like him quite a lot. It's pretty cool. I liked Hiromu afterwards being like, Andrade, you have to be crazy in Japanese afterwards.
Right. Well, yeah, because he used to be. Well, he was just ignoble, not the Japanese flavor of it, right?
Or, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that adds another layer, right? A little bit more betrayal.
Yeah. So a very good match. Very good angle. Everything was cool there. Our next match was a 3-way tag.
Oh, because this is the last chance to do it. Who do you think the other X is?
Smart Bastard. Smart Bastardo.
Yeah, Jake Lee. Oh, I would be kind of sad about that because I loved Jake Lee and Gabe as a tag team. I'd hate for that to kind of be over already, but
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.
What are you going to do?
I will take anything to get Jake Lee back at this point. We need the Smart Bastard.
It feels like it's time, so.
Then we had a 3-way tag, the junior tag champs who never defend anything. Doki and Sho defeat Kukai and El Desperado, and also Daiki Nagai and Taiji Ishimori. It was Doki pinning Nagai in 6:34. Sho and Doki just trying to leave while the other 2 teams slapped each other in the chest was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. They were just like, I guess we'll go then, and just like started leaving. That was funny.
Little but yeah, Sho hit for them.
Sho hit Daiki. Well, it's more like you guys are busy fighting each other. We'll see you later. Okay. Sho hit Daiki with the Black Mirror to break up the Boston Crab when it looked like Daiki might actually submit Doki, and then Doki just pinned him off of that. So fun while it lasted, but pretty short. I went 3 stars on this.
Yep, pretty fun. I am still very annoyed that Doki is not defending at the Dome.
Although it does make it funny when Sho is like, he sold out the Dome even though he's not even on it. That's kind of a funny line. I don't know how it works exactly, but
there's some things about Sho that I still appreciate. Yeah.
Yes, he is so ridiculous that it is funny. Then we had the next match, which was a 6-man tag. It was Yota Tsuji, Oscar and Yuto Ice, defeating Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. It was Tsuji pinning Jackson in 11-11 with the Gene Blast. This was quite good. I mean, very hard-hitting action. The match slowed down quite a bit when Hartley got in, but there was this nice tope to Tsuji, or by Tsuji to Hartley on the floor. But then Hartley actually countered the Gene Blast for the Death Valley Driver. That got a nice near fall. Can you imagine Hartley pinning Yota Tsuji right before he goes for the world title?
They would just immediately declare this match non-canon.
I guess so.
I don't think they would even acknowledge it. Holds him down for a visual 5 count, and the ref still hovers his hand over for the 3rd.
But then we had after that, it was Hartley countering a second Gene Blast by trying to go for a choke slam, but Tsuji finally hit it on the 3rd try, and it was an enormous Gene Blast too, which was cool. That got the pin. So a hot finish and a hot start makes up for a little bit of a middling middle. So 3.5 star. Good match.
Mm-hmm. And I think we found out here as well that this is another 6-man team, Hartley, Ryohei, and Zack Sabre Jr.
That is correct, I believe.
Yeah. That's a great team too.
So then we had the next match, which was the main event, actually. It was Hiroshi Tanahashi defeating Kosei Fujita in just 12-10 with the high fly flow. So I thought this was like right in between the other two we talked about. So I thought this was very good, just not quite as good as the Despy match. I went 3 3/4 on this one, so directly in between the other two we talked about. So it was pretty slow paced early, which I was saying more as an observation than a criticism. They teased that Fujita might have to submit to the clover leaf fairly early, and the crowd was, very into him crawling his way to the ropes to get the break. Fujita rolled out of his way of the high fly flow, and he deadlift German Tana for a close 2 count. That looked damn impressive, just given how heavy Tana is these days and how little he could move. So, and also kind of a crazy fucking bump for Tana to take to, his last match where he main events the sold out Tokyo Dome. Like, sir, what would happen exactly if you got injured here and could not wrestle Okada?
Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy.
This was not the wildest bump I saw in a preview match this week, but it was a close second.
Tana responded by pulling the captured German out of the mothballs. I feel like he doesn't do that in every match anymore. That got a 2 count, and the crowd was chanting a big Tana chant at that point. It took him 2 tries to make it back up the top rope, but he does eventually get there and hit the crossbody. Then he goes for the normal high fly flow again, and he hits it for the pin. Very good match. I put it right in between the Hiromu and Despy matches. Again, like I just said. So 3 3/4. And Tana and Fujita, they were so emotional afterwards, and especially backstage. Tana was like, how did my 16-year career go so fast? I was like, oh, why are you going to make me cry, buddy? She's like, Jesus. He's like, I guess it's because I worked so hard.
And he was never tired. Not even once.
He was never, ever tired. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a mostly very good final show before the Tokyo Dome. It had 2 very notable downswings for me, but other than those 2 matches, and the one underwhelming angle, I thought everything else was really good. So.
Yep, agreed. And again, there's stuff outside of this show that has me excited for Wrestle Kingdom. So, even a month ago, I was still kind of feeling really underwhelmed and a bit down in the dumps about how underwhelming this Wrestle Kingdom card is. And while it still is underwhelming, I have talked myself to some degree, but I think there's also good reason to be excited into being excited for this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you're at the Tokyo Dome, which is really, really because I didn't go to the Dome until my 4th trip to Japan, and if anything, I was always like, the Tokyo Dome, that's for the casuals. I'm a hardcore fan, but I went to it and I was like, you know what, this looked way cooler than I was even imagining in my head in person. Like when you walk out from that concourse and see the stage for the first time. Yeah. It just looks fucking amazing. So you are going to get that moment where you just look around and you're like, wow, this looks fucking cool. So, you get, and the other thing is, of course, because it's the fucking Wrestle Kingdom season, you get to go to a million shows in smaller venues too. So
Yep.
I mean, you get the best of both worlds. You get the Korakuens. I mean, you really get to go to more Korakuens than you do any other time of year too, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I counted. I'm going to like 7 Korakuens, I think. So it's very, so I mean, it's the best of both worlds. You get to go to Korakuen Hall a million times, and you get to walk out and see the dome. So like I always say, the show itself could suck, and you'll still have a great time. So, but yeah, the Wrestle Kingdom card. We pretty much had the full card when we did the preview. The only thing we were missing was like the participants in the Never Six-Man Gundam. We went over a lot of them before, but it's Wato, Yo, and Yano, Takeshi, Yuya, and Shota, Bolton, Yoshihashi, and Godo, TMDK, Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr., Yuto Ice, Oscar, and Clark Connors from Bullet Club War Dogs, Togi Makabe, Tiger Mask, and Ryusuke Taguchi, Kojima, Taichi, and Ishii, and Narita, Sanada, and Kanemaru from the House of Torture. I'm a little surprised there's no surprise entrance. Maybe they just will be and they just are not.
Yeah, they're not saying that there's an X. Yeah, I could see it.
But yeah, then the only other thing we didn't have was the kickoff TV title match with ELP and Brooks, which, I hope Brooks wins, but I'm not counting on it. So there you go. There's your New Japan. So not much more to say besides we're getting close. Getting close.
About that time.
So about that time. Now let's shift over to DDT. So we had their last Korakuen of the year, which was the Ring Finale 2025. Everyone is the star of the curtain call from Korakuen Hall. Another unannounced crowd as ever, but it looked pretty full. And the dark match here, very much just a match that happened. It was Soma Takao, Yuni, and Kazu Masumi defeating Tomomitsu Matsunaga, Daichi Sato, and Rukia. It was Soma pinning Matsunaga with the official endless waltz in 5:56. Is he a huge Gundam Wing fan?
I was okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Huh?
Yeah. Are you a Gundam Wing guy? I don't even know.
Gundam,
Are you Gundam guy in general?
Gundam Wing, actually. I do like Gundam.
See, Gundam Wing was how I broke into Gundam fandom, so it's always going to be one of my shows. But I guess a lot of people hate it, so I'm not surprised you don't like it. But
well, no, I'm not a hater either. I haven't seen it.
Okay, you should watch it.
Yeah. One of these days I will. One of these days.
I mean, it's very 90s anime for better or worse. So it has a very it has that very 90s anime look to it, which I love. Some people don't like. I love that kind of 90s anime look before it got even more computerized, basically. But yeah, I mean, it's a very cool look to it. Has a very unique setting. The story is very much like a takeoff of the typical Gundam story, and it's better aesthetically than, like, the music is amazing too. Like, it's better as an aesthetic than as a show, I always say, because I love the characters too, a lot of them, but like the story kind of loses the plot towards the end because they change directors or something. I don't know.
In a Gundam show? That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Shocking. What is your Gundam? What's your Gundam? I don't think we were talking about
my favorite Gundam? Probably the original. Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not an answer you hear very often. I love 00, I think, the best. I think 00 is my favorite. I don't know if that's another one you've never seen. But...
That's one I have seen. It has been quite a while, though. I still, for instance, have not finished Zeta. There's a lot of...
I love... Zeta's like my second favorite, probably.
Yeah, it's beloved. I have had a hard time finishing it, man. I think I started watching that in March because I just rewatched the original series again and thought, well, I need to do this. Everyone loves this series so much. It just doesn't connect with me. I find it kind of frustrating to watch still.
It's very depressing. I mean, that's kind of the point, I guess, but...
Yeah, depressing didn't even... I guess I haven't quite reached that part yet. Part of it is because...
What do you mean you reached that part? His mom gets shot into space in the first episode.
Well, okay, yeah, that is depressing, yes.
They go to a planet, a colony that got gassed by the Titans in like episode 6 or something.
That's true, too. Yeah. You can tell this really resonated with me.
They have corpses, like, fucking... They go into the fucking thing, and I'm like... Again, this was a children's show. I cannot stress this enough. And they go into this colony, and there's fucking skeletons hanging in midair because this entire colony was gassed by the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, this is some fucked up shit to be showing, like, 12-year-olds. Like, Jesus Christ. But... That anime. A lot of fucked up shit being shown to children in Japan. So, not even just anime, Super Sentai too.
It's one of those things. I'll go back. I will finish the original series of like Zeta, Double Zeta, and
Double Zeta, you can fucking skip. Believe me.
I want to watch the entire like original universe saga.
I get it.
So
I just dropped
I don't really have a choice in this.
Double Zeta is like half a good show and half the most ridiculous, stupid tonal shift you'll ever see in your entire life. So
yeah, I've heard that's a common complaint. I don't know. I like goofy anime comedy though, especially some of the dated stuff. Even like God, what the one with
do you want to see decorated war hero Bright Noah with a chicken on his head? Then watch Double Zeta.
Actually, yes, I do. That makes it sound more appealing than Zeta to me.
He's like, who put this chicken on my head? I'm like, sir, you fucking went through a war. Like, what are you doing right now with this chicken on your head? Now multiple wars, yes. And you're like decorated war hero and you have a chicken on your head. Very strange. So, yeah, Double Zeta. I mean, the second half is still good, but you have to get through a very, very goofy first half to get to the good second half. But, you know, I mean, what's her name? God, she shows up in Zeta, the fucking main villain. Haman Khan, I think, or something. What the fuck her name is? She's an amazing villain. I mean, she's very one of those villains who is both cackly and evil, but like you still feel for her at times, and you feel like she had no choice in the matter. So, especially when you read like the backstory material, like the manga that people wrote for her, like her fucking creepy love tryst for Char when she was like 14 or 15 years old, I think.
Whoa.
Like Char buddy, that's not cool. Okay, Char, you are canceled. I'm here to tell you. Genocide.
He's canceled for that and not for any number of other war crimes he's done.
Yeah. Dropping a colony on Africa or whatever is one thing, but you should not have banged 14-year-old Haman Khan, or what the fuck her name is. So, yeah. Just some interesting Gundam lore there. And stopping in the middle to do Gundam talk here is very Omakase.
This is extremely on brand for the two of us.
Yeah. What? Okay, let's see what other Gundams. What other ones have you seen? I want to keep going. Have you seen Char's Counterattack?
No, not yet. I want to watch Zeta and Double Zeta first. So
okay. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the people who complain about how it focuses too much on that girl whose name I can't remember are fucking stupid. Those are the people who are like, girl in my anime. Where I'm like, okay. She's not even that annoying. The same thing with Lena Peacecraft in Gundam Wing, where people performatively act like they're way more annoying than they actually are because they're women and they have cooties. So yeah, shut the fuck up. I hate that. That's like my number one hardcore anime fan annoying thing. I think people don't do it as much anymore as they used to. You know, in back in my day, as I would say. But you know, it's just like just shut the fuck up with the complaining about women in anime. But anyway, so Char's Counterattack, great movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gundam F91?
No, not yet. Haven't seen that yet. I have seen a lot of the OVAs set in Universal Century, for instance.
So I just want to say about F91, it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful movies because it's like it comes along at the exactly right time to be like totally hand drawn. I think it's like mid to late 80s, and it has an enormous budget. So, like, it's a beautiful fucking movie. But they also took the ideas they had for, like, 20 episodes of a fucking TV series and condensed it into one, like, 2.5 hour movie. So it makes no fucking sense. And, like, scenes, it moves by so fast. You're like, how much time passed in between these two scenes? Like, they'll just suddenly jump from one scene to the next. And it's really hard to follow. You need, like, you need to be looking at a plot summary to follow it while it's going on. So, like, it's at once a beautiful movie that's deeply confusing. So, you know, it's a very frustrating movie to watch, but because it's so beautiful and you want to love it, but it's like so fucking, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, can you stop? I have ADHD and I'm still like asking them to stop. So, yeah, it's just very, very weird. I've never seen, Victory Gundams after that, which I assume you haven't seen either because Universal Century series.
Yep. Haven't seen those.
Victory Century is like Tomino trying to kill himself during the production. So it's like, Jesus Christ, that if you think Zeta is a little depressing, wait till you see Victory. Although you didn't say you thought Zeta was depressing, but yeah, Victory is like, Jesus Christ. Someone get this man some Xanax or something, because this is like, oh my god. G Gundam I've never seen. I know it's very goofy.
Yes, that's one I have bought the DVD set for and still haven't seen.
0080 and 83 are very weird shows. 80 is really good. 83 is like,
War in the Pocket. I've seen. I love War in the Pocket.
83 Stardust Memory is like, why is there so much more advanced technology here than the shows surrounding it?
80. So Stardust Memory, I remember having like a really good like romance plot line. Is that the one?
Yeah, no. You're thinking of Mission Team, I think.
Oh, I probably am. Yeah, I confuse the two a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of these, by the way, I haven't seen in like a decade.
Yeah, 0083 is the one with like the nuclear Gundam and shit.
Okay.
But yeah, 08th Mission, and that one's set mostly in space. 08th Mission Team is set entirely on Earth in like the jungle, and that's the one with the love story.
All right.
I never seen that one, so. Yeah, I've heard good things, but Gundam Wing, you said you haven't seen. Gundam X is really obscure. I was surprised we saw that. I've never seen it.
No, haven't seen it either.
Turn A, I've never seen. Okay, how about this? Which other ones have you seen? Have you seen other series?
Yeah, let me scroll the list here.
I've seen Seed and Seed Destiny, which both fucking suck.
I have seen the first half of Seed, which I think is all you ever want to watch, if you're going to watch.
So you've seen the whole series, or just the first half of
the first half? So the first 26 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the peak of Seed. I mean,
yeah,
I don't even think it's that good, but like, yeah, this Seed itself is, I mean, I used to think it was okay, but I think Seed Destiny is so bad, and I never finished it because it was so bad, that it retroactively makes Seed seem even worse than it was, because it's so horrible.
Builders, I've seen all of Builders that they've released.
I've never seen
the third season. The first two seasons are a lot of fun. Apparently also very rewarding if you've watched a lot more Gundam than I have. I have also watched Age. I remember Age being pretty good.
I've never seen it. Everybody hates Age.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen it. Everybody talks shit about it. I've never seen Age.
It is like purposefully for kids in a way that a lot of other Gundam series didn't quite focus on, trying to make kids think giant robots are cool. They just wanted the existing audience to watch it. I could see some Gundam fans being put off by that. But that's just me speculating.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, I guess. But yeah,
Iron-Blooded Orphans, I don't think I finished it, but I liked what I watched.
I've never seen that, yeah.
I have heard The Witch from Mercury is excellent, by the way.
Yeah, I started watching it, and I just never got through, I never got past the first few episodes. I don't think it's anything about the show. I think I just didn't have time at the time or something. Mm-hmm. I should go back and watch it. There was a movie I saw. What the fuck was it called? It was sort of related to Gundam Unicorn, which I've never seen, but you didn't really need to know anything about Unicorn to know it, but I can't remember the name of it now. It was pretty recent.
Unicorn, I think that's the latest stuff in the Universal Century, right?
Yeah. No. Well, this takes place after Unicorn. So,
it does? Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, though. If you have the list in front of you...
I see Thunderbolt and Twilight Access.
I don't think it was either one of those.
Or Hathaway?
No, I don't think it was that either.
Not Hathaway. Okay.
Huh. What the fuck was it then? It's gonna bother. Maybe it was that Twilight. I don't think it was that Twilight.
It wasn't G-Corps, right?
No, that's the show.
Yeah, that was the TV show earlier this year.
Gundam Narrative. That was the movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was the movie. I saw that in theaters. I liked it. I liked it quite a lot. It was, again, very pretty movie. The plot always was very fast moving, so it reminded me of F91 in that way, but nowhere near as extreme. But
maybe it was like a recap of something else, perhaps.
No, it wasn't a recap. It was basically a follow up to Unicorn.
Okay. When you meet my friend, he is an actual Gundam expert, so you will have to talk with him about this.
Well, he knows way more than me, probably. So, because there's so many. I mean, you just heard I have a lot of gaps still, even though I've watched a lot of it. Because I've seen everything. I've seen almost the whole UC, besides the more recent stuff. the AU, there's a lot of ones I haven't seen. So there you go. I will talk to Pat about your friend, which I remembered his name.
Yeah.
You got your friend Pat. So what are we going to together? To Tokyo Joshi?
Tokyo Joshi, Noah.
Oh, isn't he coming to the Hostess Club?
Yeah, I think you had made a reservation for him in case he was going to go, but just for what it's worth, I think because this is after Comic-Con for us, and we probably would have walked like 10, 12 miles, non-zero chance, like both of us won't show up, but I will try and make it.
So if he does show up, I'm sure the hostess will love hearing us talk about Gundam.
Yeah.
Something like this.
No, absolutely.
Like the coolest people in Tokyo are here.
You are being ironic. I unironically think it's basically their Star Wars. I'm sure at least some conversation of Gundam is appreciated.
Probably. But yeah, all thanks to Soma Takao here, which is the most useful thing he's ever done in his career. But yeah, very much a match that happened here. 2.5 stars.
And that was 40 minutes on that match.
Was it 40 minutes? I don't think it was that long, was it? I think it was like 20. But yeah, it's just funny to go back to the DDT. We're talking about DDT, everybody, in case you lost track. That was my ADHD brain doing that, where it's like, of course I could just go back with no transition to the DDT show. Most brains don't work like mine. The thing I remind myself frequently when I'm like, how the fuck could this person do blah, blah, blah? I'm like, John, you have a weird broken brain, literally a weird broken brain. And you got to. I'm not complaining because I like my weird broken brain. I'm not like I don't want a normal brain.
The only one you've ever known, presumably.
Yeah, but some people. I mean, I did go through people go through periods like I wish I was more normal, but like I like being me. So like I'm cool with me. Mm-hmm. I like me, just like that. Isn't that the guy that the fake motivational speaker from SNL? I don't know, but yeah, I just. I was like, I'm very at peace with being all over the place. So, special tag match, the actual opener to this show. Minoru Suzuki and Akito defeated Jun Akiyama and Yuya Kuroku when Suzuki pinned Kuroku with the Got Style Power Driver in 9:33.
Kuroku made sure he was going to get Minoru Suzuki's attention, and boy, did he get it.
Yeah, he ran over and knocked him off the apron, like really early on. Very brave on his part, I will say.
Or foolish.
Suzuki was going crazy on the floor, and Kuroku like pushed his luck one too many times. Though he charged at him, and Suzuki simply moved out of the way and sent him crashing into the barricade. And at that point, Suzuki pretty much just killed him. So, I did enjoy the Jun Akiyama Minoru Suzuki old fucks battle at one point, even though it was very brief. Nicole just gave me a look for that one. You don't appreciate the foul language. She's like, there could be children listening, but she's just laughing.
She just didn't know that you were into old men.
I guess that could be true too. But do you want to bury Tokyo Joshi while you're here? I know that's normally what you do on this podcast. No, she's not going to say nothing. She's looking at me. Would you like to book a last minute plane ticket to make sure you make it to Tokyo Joshi on January 4th? Okay, she don't want to do that. But yeah, Suzuki, he put Yuya away with the gotch. Perfectly enjoyable little undercard tag, 3 stars.
Yeah.
Our next match was a no tag rule 8-man tag. It was Damnation TA, Daisuke Sasaki, Hideki Okatani, Illusion, and their luchador partner Demos. I don't know.
Demos is how I heard it.
Demos,
yeah.
They defeated Toru Iwashi, Dansho Kudino, Super Sasanogo Machine, and Kazuki Hirota. Okay, so this was like one of those matches with a cage match card page. Spoiled there was going to be a restart here before I even started watching the match.
Because it lists them as separate matches, yeah.
Yeah. So Hirota's music, cutting off Sandstorm right after the big long intro. Never not funny. Because it has that like, dun, like it's building. You're waiting for the beat to drop. And as soon as the beat's about to drop, we get Tokyo, and Iwashi fucking trips every time. It's like, oh, I'm so glad he's
tagging with him again, unacceptable.
I'm so glad he's still around part time at least. He is the greatest straight man in like comedy wrestling history.
Whatever happened to his retirement tour that he was in the middle of this year?
Well, no. So that was his again. He went strenuously repeated. he was, every time people would be like, Owashi's retiring, I'd be like, I'm not retiring. I'm just moving back home. So I'm going to become part-time. He said over and over and over again, I'm not retiring. Everybody would be like, oh, it's so sad you're retiring. He's like, I'm not retiring. So I thought that was really fun. It was a very funny running joke. But
yeah, it is sad that he's retiring, though.
It is very sad. So Owashi got in the ring with a chair. So Hirata's doing the whole dance. And Owashi gets in the ring with a chair and is about to use it on him. And the ref takes it away. And meanwhile, Hirata is completely oblivious as he dances, has no idea how close to his own doom he just came. That was so fucking funny. But yeah, so basically the faces here said, let's face the heels like we're heels. So there's a big brawl before the match. But Sasaki then just takes Hirata down with a drop toe hold while he's holding a chair and calmly puts him in the cross-face lock for the submission in 8 seconds. Very funny. Hirata, though, suggests a restart with them acting like faces again. And for some fucking reason, Damnation agreed to this. I don't know why they didn't just tell him to fuck off. But so the restarted version, they defeated them when Illusion pinned Hirata with the Swanton Bomb in 6:23. Dimas did the nipple biting on poor Dango. Very gross.
Really?
Hirata.
It somehow looks extra gross because he's in this thick face paint too. Yeah, it's totally gnarly.
Hirata pulls off Dango's mask, revealing heel face paint, and he ran wild on all the Damnation members, which looked like just like the face paint on Dimas, actually. Mm-hmm. And then we got Super Dimas Machine, basically, as one of the announcers called him. Then Hirata pulls down Dino's trunks, revealing heel paint on his ass. Mm-hmm. But of course, Dimas reversed and sent Hirata into the heel ass instead. And that led to a muscle buster and then the Swanton from Illusion for the pin. Dimas was horrified by the heel ass afterward, but Sasaki just hit it with a chair to get rid of it. So this was unique for sure. Not rated, but it was a funny comedy match.
They did establish one of the key rules of wrestling, which is when you put face paint on someone, that makes them stronger. Okay? So that implies that if you put face paint on an ass, then the ass is stronger as a result. Who knows how many buildings Dino could have powered with his ass once it got demon face paint on it.
That is true. The next match, by the way, was brought to you by Axeed, an IT company or something. So
yeah, they're a cloud provider. I looked them up.
Okay.
Yet another service in the cloud.
They came out and their 3 employees talked very awkwardly. So
they
this
all
match
look like people I work with.
Are you in IT?
Yeah, I'm in IT.
I see. Really, you're in IT and this is your first trip to Japan? I thought everyone in IT made 6 figures.
Yeah, I know.
A 3-way 6-man tag team match. We had Shinya Aoki, Yuki Ino, and Yukio Naya defeating Kasada Higuchi, Naomi Yoshimura, and Yuki Ishida, and Chris Brooks, Antonio Honda, and Hinata Kasai. Ino pinned Kasai with the Apex elbow drop in 10:19. Honda, he tripped before the bell even rang, but then he went to do on the Fox, but Ishida slapped his hand away. What the fuck? Very rude on his part.
Yeah, he was trying to retire because of that devastating knee injury. How dare he?
Yeah. Intai was always so funny. Always such a funny delivery. He's like, Intai. Honda, he did eventually get to do it for real, but we got a very hard lariat from Ino on poor Hirata after the actual got on the Fox. Aoki tried to stop his own partner from using the Apex elbow or something. I don't know why he was so against the Apex elbow drop. Maybe he just thinks it's too goofy. But yeah, Naya pulled him away and hit it for the pin. So perfectly fine undercard match here again, 3 stars.
I've never seen anyone get pinned by the Apex elbow. I guess there's a first time for everything.
He is a young lion, I guess.
Yeah.
Then we had Harashima and Kaisei Takeshi defeating Yuji Nagata and Shinshiro Takagi when Takeshi pinned Takagi with the Swan Dive form in 9:27. So Takagi ran Harashima over with the dramatic dream cycle up in the orange seats. Always a great spot. We got a very nice exchange between Nagata and Harashima back in the ring at one point. They were mostly trading kicks. Looked very good. And Takeshi ends up pinning Takagi with a Swan Dive form. The crowd reacted huge for that. Excuse me. So Pretty good. Again, kind of short, so I went 3.25. Was kind of hoping for more out of this, but it was just, it's pretty good, but just not, it went under 10 minutes. So, but after the match, Takeshi asked Takagi if he could get booked for the January 24th Korakuen 2, and he said yes. So I guess the idea is he wants to wrestle more next year. So
that's good news. I think he's been pretty impressive so far, especially considering how few matches he's wrestled. They keep
totally agree.
pushing him up the card as a result. So I think he's about as high as he could reasonably go, because he still slips up every now and then. But in terms of confidence, boy, he doesn't lack for it at all. And it goes a long way to making him present as a wrestling star on top of being an idol.
Next, we had the DT Extreme title match, which was finish it now. If you don't finish it now, Toy loses. Toy defeated Yasu Arano with the referee brainbuster in 155 of the 5th round to make his 6th defense. Okay, so the story here is Yasu Arano stole the title belt and for some reason convinced Toy that he had to let Arano pick the stipulation instead of letting the champ pick the stipulation because he had physical possession of the belt. Why is Toy stupid? I don't understand it. It was very weird. Couldn't he just be like, I'm still the champion?
His head a lot. Be gentle with him.
Well, and he's a serial gambler too. So I guess he's just like me. He's not that smart. But yeah, apparently. So the stipulation here is they're 2-minute long rounds. Every round, the match need to end with a particular wrestling move randomly picked out of a list of fan suggestions. If this went to a draw, then Arano also won the title. So he really did stack the deck here. I'm surprised he never actually held this title before as like a longtime DDT veteran. Because I just would have assumed he did at some point. He's a 6-time Iron Man and 5-time tag champion, but he's never held this Extreme title. So Toy came out with a shirt that has the belt drawn on his waist to replace the actual title. That was funny. So the first move they gave them was like some kind of slap. I think it was specifically with 2 fingers because that's what they kept doing. So unfortunately for Toy, he accidentally slapped Ref Matsui, who then slapped him right in the face back. Arano took him down to the mat and repeatedly slapped his arm, trying to get him to submit, but then time expired. That was kind of a smart way to use the slaps, actually, to try to win. The second move was the gorgeous superstar elbow. This is by far the funniest of the 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. They kept, because obviously that's gorgeous Matsuno is an old man who does it very awkwardly. So referee Matsui kept penalizing him for doing the move too smoothly.
Yes.
He's like, no, that's not the gorgeous superstar elbow. You can't win with that because doesn't look awkward enough. So Arano gave up and tried to just hold Toy on the floor to force a double countout, which I guess would have meant a draw and Arano won the belt. But it didn't work, and the time limit ran out in the round, so there you go. Third move was the backslide pin. They traded many backslides. Nobody got the pin. The fourth move was Kojima Wonderland, literally Arano's finisher. But for reasons I can't understand, he ran away when that was announced. I'm like, what? Shouldn't this be the fall you really want to go at him with?
I thought that was Toy's finisher, which was why he was running away.
Oh, you're right. My bad. I wrote this down wrong. Okay, you're right. Kojima Wonderland is Toy's finisher, and that's why Arano was running away. My bad. I had that completely wrong. So yeah, because Kojima's his real name, I think. So anyway, Arano did manage to hit it on him though once they got back to the ring, but it could only get a 2 count before time expired. The fifth move was the referee brainbuster. So basically, the referee has to give someone a suplex. So the crowd chanted for Matsui. That was funny, but he did not have the strength to do it. Toy suplexed Arano, but Matsui would not count because he's like, it's a me brainbuster, not a you brainbuster. That was funny. Toy threw Matsui to the floor, does the concho, the stick of the hands up somebody's ass thing that Sakura Hirota always does. And somehow that motivated Matsui to do the suplex. That was funny.
Oh, no, it didn't motivate him. That was just a reflex, You get your finger stuck up your ass like that, you move straight up. Of course, right? That's just physics.
Then Toy helped him hit another one at Arano out of the corner and then covered him for the 3 count. So the crowd loved the ending. I didn't think this was like the strongest one of these extreme gimmicks they did. I thought it was a little like, I went like 2 3/4 on it. But, it was still fine. It wasn't like it was anything horrible or anything. I think there's been better ones. I mean, especially last month's was amazing, the Weapon Rumble, so...
I think all that's true, but I place a high value on novelty for these kinds of matches, and you can't say this lacked it. I especially thought the closing stretch with referee Matsui was funny. So yeah,
That was very funny. That's definitely the highlight. It was more like some of the other falls I didn't think were that interesting, but just really that one and the third fall were the best too.
referee Matsui
Not
is
the
kind
third
of
fall, the second fall, the gorgeous superstar elbow.
Oh yes, that was definitely the best stretch. Referee Matsui is I think underrated as a key part of why DDT is so entertaining.
Yeah. Then your semi-main event, the KOD Tag Team titles, the Strange Love Connection, Mao and Cannon defeat Jun Matsuoka and Gaia Hawks. Cannon pinned Hawks with the modified Lonely Desires with a Z, in 12:40 to make their second defense. This was really good, I thought. Just nonstop action. The show really fucking needed it at this point because I didn't think the undercard was anything special. So I went 3 3/4. Didn't take a lot of notes on it. Just was enjoying all the action, I guess, but really enjoyed it. And then afterwards, Apex for the next challengers, which Eno made clear with a spear. So they're trying to get their belts back that Mao and Cannon beat them for. So, but yeah, very good match.
Yeah. I had never seen F-Swag before. Have you?
No, that's right. That is their name, F-Swag. No. Didn't they wrestle like a month or two in DDT? I think they did.
They possibly did, and I may not have watched those matches.
Yeah.
But they're from Thailand, right?
No, well, Jun Matsuoka's Japanese, and Gaia Hawks is from Taiwan.
Is from Taiwan, okay. But I think I thought they both wrestled in, I guess it is Taiwan, primarily.
They both wrestle. They both wrestle in Taiwan too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's unique. I kind of wish to see more of like nearby other Asian countries be brought into Japan for special guest moments like this. I feel like we don't see that enough, and there's a little too much Americans kind of flying in for a little bit.
Yeah, screw America.
I didn't quite mean it that way, but yeah, sure.
No, there was a funny thing where I was talking to my grandmother on the phone earlier today because Christmas Eve and stuff, and I was just telling her like, because she's never been to Japan. I think that's probably, as you probably could have guessed. And I was like, everything in Japan was so much nicer than America. The hotels were so much nicer for the money, and the food and the drinks. And I was like, really, the same is true in Spain and France, even though they're more expensive countries. And the America kind of sucks when it comes to blah blah blah. And she's like, boy, you really don't like America very much, do you? And I was like, no. It's very very understatement of the century right there. I'm not a big fan of America.
John over here still spelling America with the triple K.
Yeah. Not a big fan. 4th of July is like a clown of a holiday to me. It's like it's that the holiday of that picture from the It's Always Sunny where Frank is saying you got to be a real piece of shit to be proud of being an American. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend Arametha.
Oh no, not at all.
She's a big America fan. I didn't think you were. But you never know. You never know. I mean, the only thing my friends are like still root pretty hard for America in like international sports, and I can't. I root so hard against them every international sport. I'm just like America's making a bunch of stupid decisions right now for the U.S. hockey team for the Olympics. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go do stupid shit, America. When Canada beat them last year in the Five Nations, I was going crazy. When Japan beat them in the World Baseball Classic, I was going crazy. The more America can eat shit on any global stage, the happier I am. So
I can't quite follow you down that path, but I'm also a big believer in part of being a sports fan is being inextricably tied to the the sports team that happened to be closest to you when you were born. So, and then you are never allowed to undo that decision at any point. You are cursed.
See, I am not that type of person because I cheer for the Toronto Blue Jays in baseball.
This may, to some degree, be how I rationalize continue to be a Royals fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I ever abandoned my team, so I never liked the Yankees. I never really cared about the Mets and started cheering for the Blue Jays. So to a lesser extent, the Dodgers, although I'm kind of mad at them right now, so because they beat the Blue Jays. But anyway, and both my hockey, I cannot fucking wait to not watch hockey because in Japan for 2.5 weeks because both my hockey teams this year, the Rangers and Kings, are such fucking garbage. Just the most mediocre trash.
Until just now, but does Japan have a hockey scene?
they have a very, very, very low level hockey scene.
Oh, okay.
Like there is technically a league, but I don't think anyone gives a shit about it. Really,
I still think it'd be fun to go to a game though. I'd just put that on the list as a just in case. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even. That is a great question. Japan Ice Hockey League. I know they exist.
I personally don't watch hockey on television, but I definitely like going to a game. But honestly, who will go to any hockey team? Any live sports event.
Okay, so it's the Asia Hockey.
I don't have a hockey team, unfortunately, because Kansas City doesn't have one yet.
It's the Asia Hockey League. Okay, so the OG Eagles are in Hokkaido. That makes sense. The Nikko Ice Bucks are in Nikko Tochigi. That would be pretty close to Tokyo. The East Hokkaido Cranes, also Hokkaido. Not surprised, very snowy area. The Red Eagles are in Hokkaido also, so we're up to 3 Hokkaido teams. The Sakhalin are... I don't even know where this is. Yuzan... This is like Russia? Where the fuck is this? Is this like one of those Russian islands that's like close to Japan? Is that what this is?
Whoa.
Let me just gonna search. Hold on. I'm gonna look because I gotta know this now.
Folks, you're still listening to Wrestle Omakase, your primary source for coverage of New Japan, Stardom, and other men's and women's wrestling promotions. We will be right back after John's curiosity is satisfied.
This is indeed in Russia, everybody. So we have 3 Hokkaido, 1 Russia, one, and then Tohoku Free Blades are going to be in Tohoku. I know that. Yes, they're in Aomori, so that's also very far away. So yeah, the only one that's anywhere near Tokyo is the Nikko Ice Bucks. So guess we have to see if they're playing any games. Let's say game schedule for the Nikko Ice Bucks. Well, this website is very out of date. Oh my god. It's like from 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Wow.
Is this like a real... Is this league still in existence? Like, what the fuck? Okay, here's the Japanese website. So I may have just read up. For all I know, I just read a bunch of teams that no longer exist. So yes, I think that is true. Actually, okay. So here's your current lineup of teams. Actually, it's good news because it's one way closer. The Red Eagles Hokkaido, the Tohoku Free Blades, they're still around. The Aiyang Ice Hockey Club, that's Korea. Okay, now we're in South Korea.
Huh.
So the Tochigi Nikko Ice Bucks, they're still around too. They're in Tochigi. The Stars Kobe, so they're close to Osaka, obviously, so when we're in Osaka. And the Yokohama Grits, which is very close to Tokyo. So let's see, are the Yokohama Grits playing a game that we can go to?
And you said grits, like the food?
Yeah. Well, grits like GRIT, because like grit is a hockey thing, so that's like they're basing that, I guess, on.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know which team is the home team here. Let's see. Yes, okay. The Koze one is the Yokohama one. So they're playing on January 2nd. Oh, they're playing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Yokohama. So you have 3 opportunities to go. Although I don't know if we have. I might have wrestling shows during all of these. Playing on the 2nd at 4 o'clock, the 3rd at 3 o'clock, and the 4th at 2 o'clock. I think the 4th I'll be at Wrestle Kingdom, the 3rd I'll be at God, what the fuck? The Stardom at Shinjuku Face, and the 2nd I'll be at Choco Pro. So can't see any of those. Yeah. And then the Kobe one, they're playing they're playing on the 28th. Yeah. So I think we're out of luck, buddy, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah, the Tochigi Nikko Ice Bucks, let's say their schedule, I guess. Because that's not that far. They're playing the 27th in Tochigi at 2 o'clock. I can't really make that because we come from Marigold. The 28th at 2 o'clock. The problem is I'm going to 20,000 wrestling shows, so I just don't know when I would fit this in. But yeah, I guess I didn't even think of this, so maybe I'll try to remember for next year to like go see some Japanese ice hockey.
Yeah. Do they do basketball as well? Is it basketball season?
They do basketball, and basketball's way more popular than hockey.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the one to go to then. If you're like me and are just, I'll watch sports. You put sports in front of me, I'll watch some sports.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't. It's not like I dislike basketball, but I don't really like it either. So
Okay.
just kind of there for me. Where the fuck were we on this show?
We were going to talk about the main event. Yep.
How the fuck did we end up on Japanese ice hockey?
So I had mentioned that it would be really cool to see more of the other East Asian promotions.
Oh, okay. And we talked about America sucking.
Yes. And then you brought up ice hockey because there was something about the national team making bad decisions, and I brought up, wouldn't it be cool to see ice hockey in Japan? And now we're back here. Welcome back.
What the fuck? People listen to this show.
Yeah,
that is the craziest part to me. That
this might be one of your more listened to shows, right? Because you just showed up on the flagship, and if they enjoyed your appearance there, imagine what they're walking into.
They're like, yeah, so we get, look, this show, as I plugged on our podcast, nobody covers more Japanese wrestling on this network for sure than we do. And on top of that, where else are you going to get a full breakdown of the teams in the Japanese, the Asia Ice Hockey League, Gundam history, who the fuck knows what else we talked about, me complaining about my business class upgrade not going through. I mean, that content can only be found here.
It's a rich potpourri.
Yeah, that's potpourri?
Yes.
Potpourri, yeah,
I completely bombed the pronunciation of, yes.
Well, I bombed the pronunciation of 7,000 words per episode, so it's totally fine. The main event, the KOD Openweight title. Yes, we're still on DDT, folks. It is Yuki Ueno defeating Takeshi Masada.
Potpourri, that's how you pronounce it.
God damn it. Potpourri. With the WR in 2139 for his fourth title defense. So Ueno very nearly put Masada out with a sleeper at one point, but he just barely kept his arm up for the 3 count. Very dramatic sleeper tease there. Masada hit this incredibly hard slap a bit later that sounded like a gunshot was going off, like just a very, very hard slap. I don't know what word I said. I didn't say slap. Very, very hard slap. Ueno catches him with one of his super high drop kicks, though, to counter, just when he's coming off the ropes. And then they go into this really fucking awesome closing stretch. Just, really, really, really super hard kicking. And Ueno finally puts him right at the WR. This match fucking rolled. 4 1/4. Another really awesome match for this week. And why are they not saving these awesome performances for when I'm going to be in the building? Like, come on, guys. But awesome match. What did you think?
I also thought it was an awesome match. I think Ueno, we've talked about him before. I am loving his, 3rd go-around with the top title. And he just has an edge, a little bit of assholishness to him that he hasn't had in previous cycles. And that makes him a lot more compelling, especially against their crop of young wrestlers. Now, that won't be relevant to his next set of challengers, per se. But I really liked it here against Masada. I feel like Masada was insanely impressive when he first debuted a year or two ago. But now we're at the point where he needs to show that he can hang at the top of the card. And while he is still clearly very good, I think he's missing something to be a singles champ here. The quality of top champs in DDT is just so much higher than what he can provide right now. I think they made the right call here, that even though initially I kind of thought, oh yeah, they should definitely crown Masada here.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it felt like that could have been the moment for him because he was so great. So, overall, I thought for a while this was shaping up to be one of their weaker Korakuens in quite a while, but then the last 2 matches being such bangers saved it. So, DDT good as usual. What are you gonna do? Oh,
I enjoyed it end to end more or less.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was good, but the end of it really took it up a notch. So the next show is the show happened today, the 24th, which I'm not going to bother going freaking down because it's already happened by the time most of you have heard this. But they announced the 4th annual D Generations Cup. The winner gets the title shot at the DDT Universal title. Oh, they also announced after this match, Daisuke Sasaki and Chris Brooks both showed up and wanted a shot at both titles because I totally forgot until they brought up the Universal title that Ueno was also Universal Champion because this match is only for the KOD, which was smart because it felt like it increased the chances of him losing, but he did retain. But yeah, so they're going to do a 3-way on the January 25th Korakuen. with 2 falls. So it's the old WrestleMania 2000 gimmick. So the first fall is for the Universal title, and the second fall is for the KOD. So I guess that's how they're going to split the belts, unless they just have Ueno win both falls, which would be interesting. But yeah, Ueno is going to defend them both here. I wish it was on January 3rd, but as I keep learning tonight, you can't get everything you want in life. So,
yeah, there's a whole song about it and everything.
What song is that?
But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. You don't know the Rolling Stones song?
Oh, I like the Rolling Stones. I should know that song.
You
I don't
can't
know why it's not.
always get what you want.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's clicking for me.
There you go.
The 4th annual D-Generations Cup is to determine the number 1 contender for the Universal title. So 2 round-robin blocks each. Each match has a 15-minute time limit. So it's same rules as the 5-star and Stardom. So 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. Only time limit draw. No double count out, no contest, 0 points.
Is this a one-day tournament?
Tiebreaker? No, it's not. It's a round robin.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So then we have it starts on January 5th on Shinjuku Face at the DDT New Year Pro Wrestling Festival show, which I think you're also missing. You're also going to Dash, I think, right?
No, I'm not going to Dash. I'm just going straight to Osaka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, you're missing this.
Yep.
So it opens with 4 matches. So the A block. Oh, let me go through participants first. So the 3 past winners are all in this still. It's the 4th annual one. So A block has the 2024 winner Toy, also Daichi Sato, Yuki Ishida, Illusion, and Kazuma Sumi. The B block has the 2023 winner Takeshi Masada and the 2025 winner Yuya Kuroku. They are also joined by Yuni and Rukia and Hinata Kasai. Nobody really jumps out at me as like a super obvious winner. If they want to do a different winner, I feel like maybe Kazuma Sumi. I could see it, I guess. Maybe Daichi Sato. Maybe one of the... Maybe... I don't know. I could see either one of those. Maybe they just do a repeat winner finally. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a clue either. I have no sense of where, like, who has momentum and who would make sense as for winning it.
Yeah, Masada would have made sense to be the first 2-time winner if he didn't just come up short in another title match. But maybe he just wins this. Maybe he just wins this again and very quickly wins the Universal title from whoever takes it off of. Presumably takes off of Rhino.
Okay, an interesting scenario here if that happens is what if Chris Brooks wins the Universal title and his first defense is against Masada after, we didn't mention this, but after his loss at Korakuen, Masada got kicked out of International Schadenfreude.
Ah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They told me they told him his results were not there or something. Is that what happened?
I don't know if he got kicked out or if he just left. But he's no longer in the unit. So
let me see if they gave a reason. I'm curious.
Dramatic DDT has got to have something, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking now. Masada. Oh no, he quit it. Masada came to the realization at the main event it's time for him to try something new. He's going to quit Schadenfreude International. He explained to Brooks he's been stuck repeating the same loop lately, and it won't change until he steps into a new environment. Brooks understood and told Masada he can leave the unit on January 3rd because doing it right now wouldn't be a good way to end his membership. So I guess they're going to do some kind of match to send him off on the January 3rd Korakuen. So that'd be cool to be there for.
Oh, not the January 3rd. I think it was the one earlier today. Yeah, there was a special singles match as the semifinal for the Shinjuku Face show.
Oh, okay. I don't know. The drag DT thing said they were gonna send them off, but I don't know. Either way, Brooks did beat Masada today with the praying mantis bomb. So there you go. Maybe Masada wins this tournament and gets the belt from Brooks in a rematch.
Yep.
Could be it.
Yep. That feels like that makes sense to me. But I don't know. I feel like they have so many other good young talent. Probably time to get the shine on someone else. They can pick up this feud later on in the year.
Yeah. So the January 5th match, I'm not going to go through the whole tournament, but I'll just do January 5th since some people could be going to it for all I know. We had a D Generations Cup A block, Daichi Sato versus Yuki Ishida. Also A block, Illusion versus Kazuma Sumi. The B block, Yuya Kuroku versus Rukia, and Uni versus Hinata Kasai. So there you go. Here's what's coming up in DDT. All right. Let's go over to Noah. So they had a show that I totally forgot about. I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah.
Before, like yesterday. It was the December 23rd, Thanksgiving 2025 Korakuen. Did another packed crowd of 1,498 by the Kings of Korakuen this year here. So yeah, I mean, I thought what was on the show was mostly pretty good. So we'll get into it. I skipped the opening 2 matches because I was running short on time. So I assume you saw them. So
I did. There's nothing worth noting about either of them. So good idea.
Okay,
Let's go straight to the Battle Royal.
I'll just give the results real quick for the sense of completion. Will Cross, Alejandro, and Kai Fujimura beat Saxon Huxley, Shuji Kondo, and Eita. Will Cross. Will Cruz. They always translate that wrong and it always gets me every time. Will Cruz. 7:53 with the Frog Splash. He pinned Eita. The second match was Hajime Ohara and Suzuki
Okay, I would say
Toge.
one thing worth noting is Will Cruz is so big and he smushed tiny Eita with that Frog Splash. I felt bad for Eita having to eat that.
Tadasuke and Jun Masuoka to beat Atsushi Katoge and Hajime Ohara in 4:55. Tadasuke submitted Katoge with the crosslock. The Battle Royal. I don't know why I didn't skip this. It was like...
What? You weren't thrilled to see Santa Claus and Tree Man?
It was sure a thing that happened. It was very funny that Fujita Claus went over. Even cosplaying Santa in a fucking comedy battle royal, this man has to win.
Yeah, so. If Fujita Claus was over with me, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I'm not going to read every
Give that man all my milk and cookies.
But yeah, it was an interesting match, I guess. But you know,
it was fine. It was kind of a comedy match. It is weird that Fujita won it, but whatever.
Okay, so I don't know if I have the names of these young lions right because these are all auto-translated and I don't know them to correct them. So they list them as Takahashi Aoi and Hiroto Tsuruya. I don't know if those are...
Cage Match, I think, has the correct one. So not Takahashi Aoi, Takahashi Midori. Midori
that makes
green,
sense.
Which
yeah, now he's
English
blue.
commentary was kind of harping on, right? So
it's the same kanji, I think.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, so interesting.
Yeah,
but
got to see Keno and Marufuji beat up some young boys.
Yeah, Kano and Marufuji beat them. Kano pinned green, not blue, in 7:52 with the Kano special. So yeah, these young boys though are so fucking skinny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They look like.
What are they feeding them in that dojo? Are they feeding them at all?
They look like. Yeah, where's we gotta find out what's in the fucking Chanto over there, the Chanto Nabe. They're supposed to be getting the fucking a thick, hearty sumo stew, and I guess they're giving them gruel or something. Because Jesus. But yeah, they look like any single bump might like break them in half. But yeah, I was a little surprised by this lasting even almost 8 minutes. But Kano did finally tap one out with a crossface almost immediately after he locked it on. So, I did enjoy this, though, as a one-sided young boy ass kick, with 3 stars on it.
Yeah, in a fairly prominent place in the card, too. They're so happy to have any young boys at all.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, people want to trade here. Okay. Afterward, Bushi maybe it's because of your lack of good food, guys. Afterwards, though, Bushi comes out with the very mysterious X, but that was really one of the young boys, Yuto, dressed up in one of those Ingobernables masks. And then Bushi spit his black mist in Keno's face while he was ranting and raving. That was very funny. He ducked the hook kick from Marufuji. And then Bushi says he'll bring the real X to January 1st, of course. Mochilon. And, which I mispronounced that completely. But yes, he got booed. So the crowd is not happy with Bushi. So there you go.
What a dastardly heel move to promise you to reveal an X and then not do it. My God. What machinations.
And the extremely mysterious X must continue.
Yeah, so, I have no idea who it could be.
Yeah, it's just the mystery of our times who this X is. Then we had a tag match. It was very weird, Hiromu coming out the very next match. Like, I don't know who that guy was, Bushi. Hiromu Takahashi and Daiki Nagai defeated Amakusa and Daiki Otoshima in 10:58. Hiromu beating Amakusa with the time bomb. This match fucking ruled.
I loved it.
So Amakusa went right at Hiromu for the bell. that made sense given after what Hiromu did to him back in Sendai after he won the junior tournament, where he called him out to be his challenger and then also beat him up. So, Amakusa was pissed the fuck off, and it made total sense. And then we got the Daiki on Daiki violence with Nagai and Odashima was fucking great. And then Hiromu and Amakusa tagged back in and just slapped the fucking shit out of each other. Mm-hmm. And Amakusa's fucking chest was like raw hamburger meat by the end of this. Hiromu gives Amakusa a brutal Death Valley driver on the apron, and then ends up pinning him.
That looked like murder. That was such a stupid fucking bump to take 3 days before your big match. What the hell?
Well, no, it's like
a week, but still.
Yeah, like 10 days, but I think, but yeah, definitely a crazy bump. Crazy bump.
Insane.
And then he pins him shortly after with the time bomb. An emphatic win for him. But yeah, 4 stars. Do not miss this fucking tag match. It was so fucking great.
Yes.
Afterward, the Hiromu said he'd rather face Odashima because Amakusa's not worth it. And Amakusa's just like, I'm pissed off and I'm going to beat you. So there you go.
Yep. I've never been more convinced that Hiromu Takahashi is losing in my life.
Yeah, I mean, either he has to or it's the biggest burial I've seen in a while. So then we had the Godfather 25 Years of Greatness. Takashi Sugiura defeating Kenta in 1649 with the Olympic qualifying slam.
I loved the way the announcer said, 25 years of greatness.
I hope I look half as good at 55 as Sugiura does, I have to say.
Right?
But
jeez.
But yeah, these two old men, though, they are both old, and this match was a bit slow and dull, I thought. It was fine, but just, they worked at a certain pace. We did a shitty distraction spot with Kenta taking years to yell at Yoshitatsu as he knocked him off the apron. That was, always hate that. Sugiura has a chair behind him. He shoves the ref down, but Kenta talks him into throwing it aside and trading forearms with him instead. Did get a big pop. Kenta hit a pair of hard lariats, but Sugiura wouldn't stay down. Hit this big knee and his own lariat for a 2 count. Easily the highlight of the match to that point. The reversal, though, of the go to sleep into the ankle lock by Sugiura was a little awkward. Not a complete disaster, but it did take the match back down a notch for me. Kenta escaped at that point. Sugiura does end up using the chair after all, though, because he's a bad man, as we all know. Mm-hmm. Him and Rikishi. Second Rikishi reference on this podcast. But he hits the Olympic slam after that for the pin. So besides one nice little exchange aside, I thought this was like, barely above average overall, 2 3/4.
Yeah. An object lesson in sometimes no matter how hard you kick a person, you can't get them to change their mind. So true. It's really on Kenta. He should have just kicked him harder.
Couldn't kick the evil out of him. Then we had our main event, which I didn't mention this before, but Ozawa came out at the start of the show and added himself to it. So it was a 6-man tag. Ozawa, Masakita Miya, and Tadasuke defeating Yoshiki Inamura, Kaito Kiyomiya, and Tetsuya Endo. It was Ozawa pinning Endo in 1813 with the Real Rebel, the Phoenix Splash. I thought this was pretty standard stuff. Really not that much about it stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. There was this brief exchange with Inamura and Masakita Miya I liked quite a bit, actually, these two big boys going at it. But, other than that, it was like Ozawa pinning Endo with the Phoenix Splash, which is some of the usual interference stuff. It was pretty good, but kind of disappointing for a main event. I think 3 1/4.
Well, there were better interactions between Tetsuya Endo and Ozawa than Ozawa and Inamura.
Yeah.
and that's the match we're getting on New Year's Day, so...
Interaction between Inamura and Masakita Miya, like I just said, between Inamura and Ozawa. So I guess we should get those 2 matches instead. But anyway.
Yeah, they just didn't interact a lot either. It felt like as a match, it was fine. As an attempt to build interest in the match between Ozawa and Inamura, complete failure.
Yeah. So there you go. That is your show. I mean, I thought this kind of show was just there for me, except with one big exception, which is the Hiromu Amakusa tag. That is a must watch. Wow, I can't speak anymore. Must watch, and so is the angle of Bushi and the tag champions afterwards, and him trolling Kado and everything. That was very funny. So I'd say watch that and watch the tag match with Hiromu because that was back to back. So. Yeah, the juniors are really carrying Noah from a work rate standpoint this year. So
yeah, no doubt. It does help though that Ozawa is back, and they feel like a much more complete promotion now.
That is true. That is very true. So there you go. There's your Noah talk, the January 1st Muragoku show. I think we already broke it all down, but I'm pretty excited for it. It looks like a pretty good card. It looks like a pretty more interesting card than the All Japan or Yogi show, which is a totally one match card for me. So
yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's a chance that there's going to be the match of like the whole week or double week there with the Dragon Brothers facing off. Dragon Bane and what is it? Alpha Wolf.
Alpha Wolf.
Is that right? Did I always confuse their names?
No, that is correct. Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf.
All right, there we go. Oh, I felt weird saying it out loud.
No, I mean you got it. So
anyway, I'm sure that match is going to be nuts, especially live.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, I definitely think so. Okay, so the last promotion we're going to talk about on this podcast is Dragon Gate, which is a promotion I'm seeing live. Are you seeing live? I can't remember.
No, this is only my second time watching this promotion, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I somehow came away with a ton of thoughts, so...
Okay. But yeah, this was Fantastic Gate in Tokyo, December 16th from Korakuen, and announced attendance of 1190. It's what they announce, pretty much what they announce every month, and I will say, not convinced that there were almost 1,200 people. The 1190, I think that's almost exactly what Stardom announced for their Korakuen. There looked like a gap between these two crowds to me. So, I don't know if you noticed that, but...
I wasn't paying attention to crowd numbers, no. I'm not Velky.
I'm doing a Velky here, but it looked much more sparse. It looked much more sparse to me than the Stardom crowd that supposedly drew almost the exact same number.
Yeah, in my head, that seems right.
I think the Stardom one was actually announced for less. Let me see. What was it? It was announced for, let me say. Yeah, 1121. Oh my God. Yeah. They announced almost 70 more people for this. It looked way sparser. So.
Way sparser than Noah, way sparser than DDT.
Well, yeah. Well, those are actually, Noah was almost a sellout, and New Japan was a sellout. That's not that hard to believe. But yeah, they probably did more like 10 something, I would guess. But anyway, I'm not trying to make the Dragon Gate people mad. So it's just, I just like to point out when promotions are obviously lying about their attendance, and they definitely are here. The opener here, or the advanced bout, was Ho-Ho Loon, Punch Tominaga, and El Susi, defeating Shashioko Boy, Takashi, and Mondai Ryu in 305. Susi pinned Dragon with the Susi Buster. The one, I guess, I feel like I'm being too negative about Dragon Gate, but the other problem with this match, or this whole show, I should say, was the stream quality seemed even worse than the usual bad quality on Dragon Gate Network. Maybe because of whatever issues Jay was talking about in English commentary with regards to the internet of Tokyo Dome being taken up by some streaming event, but
so a band called Miss Green Apple was performing.
They're a big deal.
Yeah, I guess.
Possibly the most popular band in all of Japan.
Even then, why does that affect Dragon Gate and not any number of the other promotions who run Cork and all?
Oh yeah, well, because they have very low production to begin with, so maybe it's just
are they depending on mobile data streams to be able to stream out to people instead of a dedicated hardwire connection? I don't get it.
Yeah, but they're very. Their production's already bad, so the fact that it's even worse was not good. Yeah. So yeah. This was a nothing match, and I thought it was so nothing it was actually quite bad, so I went 1 3/4. So.
Well, they also said they were recording. Sorry to harp on this, but this bothers me. They also said they were recording the show locally, so they should be able to just upload a much higher quality video from that. But it still looked ass when we checked it in on it a day or two later. I don't get it.
Yeah. The main show opener was Ryo Fuda and Kazuma Kimura defeating Ryo Tanaka and Daiki Yanaguchi. Ryo Fuda pinned Yanaguchi in 5:44 with the Hiryu. Quick but enjoyable little young boy Dragon Gate tag. I went 3 1/4 on it. I thought everyone worked really hard, and I might have even gone higher on this than I should have because of how bad that dark match was. So, yeah, pretty good match.
I liked Fuda's finisher. It's pretty sick. It's like a elevated front flip. It's kind of weird to look at, but it's cool.
Then we had the Owari Gate title, the more prestigious title than the New Japan World TV title, like we talked about earlier. It was Jiro Shimbashi beating Ultimo Dragon in 4:26 via disqualification, but Ultimo Dragon became the 27th champion via fan decision and then immediately vacated it. He's like, I will not be defending this comedy joke title. Thank you very much. But yes, he was Jiro's mystery ex-opponent, which was spoiled for me already. But he complained about flying on a red eye all the way back from Mexico City when GM Ryo Saito said he had a great opponent lined up for him and found nobody in the ring because Jiro had gone to the front row and sat down at this point, and he looks just like a fan, being the salaryman wrestler. That was funny. Jiro got back in the ring so they could start the match, and he hilariously won via an Eddie Guerrero Phantom DQ after he willingly handed it over to his laptop case to Ultimo Dragon. Then Saori got hit by it. So, and that was the first one of his career that came over Ultimo Dragon, which is very funny. So, there you go. Didn't rate it, but it was funny.
Sure, this it was fine. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to be a little mean about it, just because something about the humor here I find a little obnoxious in a way I don't find DDT obnoxious. But that might simply be I like DDT, and I'm still figuring out what the hell Dragon Gate even is.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting. You don't often get like the perspective like yours of a new Dragon Gate fan. So, because a lot of people just don't watch Dragon Gate. So, like, yeah. I feel like a lot of general.
It's weird because my impression of Dragon Gate is it does have a lot of dedicated fans, but they're very insular. They don't really watch any other Japanese promotion. They might watch other American promotions. I don't know why that's true for Dragon Gate in a way it isn't for like New Japan.
Yeah, well, I know there's a lot of New Japan only fans too.
Okay, yeah, that's probably true too. Yeah,
I think
but I feel like we know a lot more, at least.
Oh yeah, we know a lot more, but that's because the circles we run in.
That's true.
I will say, okay, the two Japanese promotions with the most fans who only watch those Japanese promotions are like among Western fans are easily New Japan and Dragon Gate.
Okay,
it makes sense for New Japan because they're the biggest one, and they're the one that most casual fans would have heard of. It doesn't make a ton of sense for Dragon Gate. I don't really know why they're so insular, like you just said. That's how it's always been, though, as long as I've been a fan, and which is obviously a very long time. I don't know what the deal is, but like, you know, there's a lot of Dragon Gate only fans. The new thing where a lot of them also watch Lucha and or American wrestling is, I feel like that's more recent. There used to be a lot of people just watch Dragon Gate and nothing else.
Wow.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of people who are Dragon Gate is a very insular fan. I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted to cover them more on Omakase is I wanted to like include them because I feel like the reverse of that is a lot of the general Puro fans, even general Puro Joshi fans, like, you know, me and you, don't watch Dragon Gate.
Right.
So I don't know why that is. I feel like, and I watch Dragon Gate longer than almost any other promotion I watch. It's just I watched them when they were still called Toryumon. It's just that I drop them for stretches or only check on them here and there for stretches, and I've gotten back into watching them regularly this year, at least once a month. So, you know, I want to try to like my goal, I guess, is to try to bring the Dragon Gate into the general Western Puro fandom a little more, you know?
Yeah, that's a noble goal. Because let me kind of give my impressions actually about Dragon Gate.
Well, okay, I will say, right. Can I give you a hint for why I think a lot of people don't want to touch them?
Oh, yeah, go on ahead.
Because a lot of their more insular fans are also they do not like hearing criticism of Dragon Gate. It's funny a lot of them watch AEW too because they're very like they have that same air to them of a lot of AEW fans have where like and again I'm talking shit about people here, but why not? I guess it is Festivus or whatever. That was yesterday, I guess. But anyway, they have that air to them where they act like they're very objective. And I'm not talking about the host of this podcast network, by the way, before anybody tries to throw shit. Case and Mike, both great guys. They're both very critical of Dragon Gate when it warrants it. And Case has been very hard on them for their, for their lack of production values too, which is one of his biggest complaints, and I totally agree with. Anyway, but yeah, there are a lot of Dragon Gate fans who act like they're super objective, but if you say anything even mildly critical of the promotion. They get very, very, very pissy about it. The same as like a lot of AEW fans. So anyway,
Okay.
So they're like fanboys who want to act like they're not fanboys, which is that annoys me way more than just being a fanboy. Like, I am a fanboy for Saori Anou. Am I gonna sit here and say I'm not a fanboy for Saori Anou? Of course not. Am I gonna sit here and say I'm not a fanboy for Tetsuya Naito? Anybody else? You know? I mean, it's just what it is. Or fanboy, fangirl, you can use either one for me, I guess. But the point is, like, I don't want to hear about if you're going to tell me, like, you're going to act like you're objective and above it all, and you just like Dragon Gate because it's objectively the best wrestling in Japan, or whatever the fuck the excuse is, you cannot be super fucking oversensitive to criticism too. At that point, you just got to admit, like, yes, I'm a Dragon Gate fanboy. Like, just lean into it. And some of them do. But some of them really don't really act like they're being super objective or whatever. And it's just like, you're not. You're just a fanboy. It's okay. Anyway, what were your impressions of Dragon Gate?
I've been meaning to watch Dragon Gate for a while, specifically because as a Stardom fanboy. I know a lot of wrestlers in that promotion are big fans of Dragon Gate. And
Stardom has a very similar feel to like old school Toryumon / Dragon Gate.
Yes, so that's the big thing I like as I pick up on it. I really like the whole structure they have with units, partly because like Stardom does that, but I think it works really well in Stardom. I could see it working really well here too. I like it as a way to structure a promotion and to structure rivalries and storylines. I also really like a lot of the formalities around their title matches that they have. I love the whole keys that the champion has on the title belt for each successful defense he's had. I think that's so fucking cool as an idea. I also love that they do like the national anthem to open the their main title match, right? I don't know. It's a mix of also aesthetically, by the way, it reminds me of like early 2000s, like early Heisei era Rider. It's got that kind of somewhat grimy, somewhat amateurish, but not in a bad way, aesthetic of like early 2000s tokusatsu, which is like kind of my shit, you know? So
yeah, totally.
It's I actually think Dragon Gate's pretty cool, but as we go into it, as we kind of go through this card, there's things I find frustrating early on.
So 4-way tag match, Susumu Yokosuka and Yasushi Kanda defeated Genki Horiguchi and Kenichiro Rai when Susumu pinned Horiguchi with the 731 with the Yokosuka cutter. Also involved were Dom Fuji and Ryo Saito and Masaki Mochizuki and Toru Owashi. So this was I thought it was a fun collection of old school Toryumon guys here for like, especially for like an old head like me, remembers when all these people, started out.
Yeah. How old did this match make you feel?
Very old. This was just a wacky little comedy match though. I didn't really even feel like it needed a rating, to be honest, when I watched it, but Sairyo trying to get Fuji to apply the cycling Yahoo with him and Fuji not being able to do it yet again was the funniest part by far. Very, very old school humor there, but.
I will say the most disappointing part of this was they did your favorite spot, John, with the rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
But they did it for a very, very short distance. I thought it was kind of a shame that they only walked 3 or 4 feet away from the ring.
That is weird, right?
Isn't it? Especially after I see DDT do it and they get clear all the way to the rafters in Korakuen Hall.
Yeah, that's true. We had a 10-person tag. It was the team from Gaja Dokoro, the hero unit. Kota Minoura, Jason Lee, Kai, Ishin, and Yoshiki Kato beat the Paradox team of Yamato, Dragon Kid, BB Hulk, Kagetora, and Naruki Doi. Ishin pinned Kagetora in 440. They won with a box shot or something from Kato, which led to Ishin getting the pin. This pretty quick and nothing for a 10-man tag, less than 5 minutes. 2.5 stars, very average.
Mm-hmm.
Was not feeling the show by this point.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like if I were to have my memory erased and I was shown Stardom with their similar setup, right, that we discussed earlier, and then Dragon Gate back-to-back, one noticeable difference was going to be how much smoother and how much more elaborate the tag matches are, even for non-title matches in Stardom. And compare that to Dragon Gate, where not a lot happens. It feels like they have their spots, they walk through them real quick, and they leave.
Totally. Yeah, that is what it feels like. The Triangle Gate League match. So we're doing a league for the vacant Triangle Gate titles because what's his name? Homari got hurt, so the Saipatra team had to vacate them. But yeah, this is part of the league. It was the Love and Peace team of Strong Machine J, KZ, and UT going to a 20-minute time limit draw with the Natural Vibes. No, I had the reverse. It was Natural Vibes team of Strong Machine J, KZ, and UT, and the Love and Peace team of Hyo, Benkei, and Mochizuki Jr. So yeah, this was two teams were apparently close in points. Vibes are 1-1-1 for 3 points. Love and Peace are 1-1 for 2 points. If Vibes won, they were apparently would have clinched the spot in the finals, or clinched the titles. Maybe I don't know.
I think it was if either team won, they would have probably clinched a spot in the finals.
Okay, so this match was not really doing much for me early. It felt kind of slow and uninteresting. For like a Dragon Gate 6-man especially, I'm not expecting slow, boring leg work. Like I'm expecting more of a fast-paced stretch. But it did eventually get going like you'd expect. There was a very nice mid-air cutter from Hyo to KZ when he was attempting a frog splash at one point. And the stretch run was very fun. The time limit was running down. The one flaw with the end of it, and maybe took this match down a notch for me when I was leading even higher by the end, was I didn't think anyone in the last minute, I thought they did a little too much posing. It's like your time limit's running down. It's a chance to move on to the finals of your tournament. And like Hyo was posing on the turnbuckles and KZ was just standing around and barking. I was like, it became way too obvious going to the draw. I'm like, guys, you need to be like desperate to win at this point, not standing around.
They were also just throwing a lot of elbows at each other too. That nobody wins off of elbows. You got to be hitting each other with your biggest moves or trying to like choke them out in a hold, something. Yeah, I was extremely irritated with this ending because up until this point, I was really enjoying the match.
Yeah, so I mean, UT had a very close flash pin, but that was before the last minute. So, I went down to 3.25. Would have been 3.5 without the ending annoying me. So, but yeah, the boring start and then the stupid ending, I thought took it down a notch.
I also wrote down this was somewhat TJPW-esque as a tag match because the opening felt pretty gimmicky, right? There's a little bit of humor to start before things start ramping up, which is not a criticism, by the way. That's something I enjoy. I like it when a match has a tonal shift. Opening with a little comedy is a perfectly fine way to start a match.
Then we had the tag match, Shun Skywalker and El Cielo. I can never remember how to pronounce it. Cielo? I don't know. They beat Yuki Yoshioka and Dragon Dia. When I'm just going to call him EC. EC beat Dragon Dia in 5:59 with the Cielo Genesis. So he's rumored to be a previous Dragon Gate wrestler that retired due to injuries released soon after debuting, if you don't know. Mm-hmm. But he's very athletic. He's a little all over the place at times still, but it's like a fun kind of chaos, basically. I love this backflip he did to duck a clothesline, followed immediately by this like really out of control looking axe kick. I thought that looked really cool. But yeah, this is basically a squash for the Saipatra team. It was over in almost just under 6 minutes.
Yep.
Even though Yoshioka and Dia are just, former Twin Gate champions. They just only recently lost the belts. But yeah, there was Yoshioka got pinned by this double team powerbomb cutter thing. They barely got any offense in, just a little bit for the finish. But fun little squash. I went 3.25. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Dragon Dia sold his ass off for this guy. How often do they use squashes like this? Because
not that often. It felt
okay.
Shocking.
Okay. So squashes bother me as something that I would see all the time in American wrestling, because I think what it's supposed to say is, oh, this guy is so strong, he's in such another league that he can, with no effort, just put this other geek away. And that, to me, does not communicate strength in the same way than if he had just had a hard-fought battle against that same geek. I kind of hate squashes as a staple in American wrestling for that reason. Here, it kind of bothered me because I was expecting more, because I know who Dragon Dia is, and I know who Shun Skywalker is. This is my first time seeing El Chilo. Is how I'm guessing it's pronounced. I might be wrong. I am almost certainly wrong. But he does look really cool. And given where the rest of the show goes, I am kind of looking forward to seeing more from him. A lot of people are also really excited at the idea of him being unmasked as part of that. That would be pretty cool. I don't love that all of Shun Skywalker's team members seem to be required to look like Shun Skywalker. But also, isn't that the most Shun Skywalker thing?
It sure is, yeah.
So maybe actually it's brilliant, and he should continue to do that.
Then we had the Twin Gate titles. Jackie Kame and Rita defeated Luis Monte and Demas. Demas, of course, making an appearance here after he had just appeared in DDT, or before he appeared in DDT. But no, well, he had been appearing in DDT, so just making a stopover in Dragon Gate during the DDT stuff. But yeah, this was their first defense. It was Rita pinning Demas with the Retonic in 1305. This, thankfully, was finally a very good match because the show desperately needed it. Mm-hmm. Luis Monte had the matching face paint to go with Demas and also a Santa hat with devil horns. That was just kind of funny. This was a put together match, though. It told a simple but effective story. The two bigger luchadors were using their size advantage to dominate in between some impressive looking arm drags and stuff for the faces as hope spots. So a simple story, but a good one. And they executed it well.
Yeah.
It was still quite fast paced. And we got the big comeback at the end from Jackie and Rita. It didn't overstay its welcome at all. And the faces just went clean. Very simple, but very enjoyable. 3 3/4, easily match of the night.
Oh yeah. I 100% agree with that assessment. I really enjoy Jackie in particular. He seems astounding. Sometimes a guy...
He's the guy the Dragon Gate hardcores are super high on.
Really? Okay, I could see it. He looks like he floats in the air when he gets high up enough, right? It's really cool to watch. And yeah, he had 2 great bases to work with Demos and Luis Monte. I enjoyed the heck out of this. Like you said, simple, straightforward, but really cool.
Then we had the Dream Gate title match, which was Madoka Kikuta defeating Gianni Valletta in 21:57 with a rolling lariat.
And back down to earth.
Yeah, I mean, the vibes of this match were just a little weird early, maybe because it's heel versus heel. I mean, I wouldn't quite say it was boring, but it wasn't the most exciting start either. I do think the crowd was more behind Kikuta, which surprised me given how much they were into Gianni winning the King of Gate. They brawled up into the bleachers. Jay called it the Marigold seats, and I assumed the blonde was Victoria Azuki, but I didn't get a good look at her. But they were not surprising to see Joshi wrestlers at a Dragon Gate show, of course. There was nothing wrong with this one, but it just wasn't grabbing me. It was a little slow, a lot of brawling, and then at a certain point with Gianni beating him down, this just started to really drag for me. Mm-hmm. I did like the stretch run, though. It had a pretty good stretch run. They traded some blows. I just still wasn't in love with this match, and it started to feel a little move spammy to me at the end, which can happen sometimes in Dragon Gate especially. Like, how many times can I watch Kikuta hit hip attacks and lariats and Gianni kick out? Like, it just felt like it went on forever.
And his hip attacks are awful.
That was your teaser from a long time ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you said, Waka, you said you were going to talk about much worse hip attacks later. Yeah, I didn't think they're not very good.
No, they look really bad. And he does something Waka doesn't do, and Rika Tatsumi doesn't do, and Taguchi doesn't do, which is he slaps his thighs as part of the impact. And that makes it look so much worse. You don't need to do that. You can do a perfectly fine hip attack and just let the impact of your ass hit him.
And it didn't help that the final rolling lariat he pinned him with didn't look all that impactful. I don't know. I just wasn't into this. I went like 2 3/4.
Yeah.
Just it was all right.
So I would say,
and I loved Gianni Valletta last month in King of Gate. I loved the semifinals and finals, but yeah, this just didn't land for me at all.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm also just kind of down on Madoka immediately as a champion. Which is a shame because the first show I watched from Dragon Gate was the big show in Kobe earlier this year, where Madoka looked like a killer against Strong Machine J. I thought that match rocked, and I was really into the idea of him challenging Shun Skywalker. Never bothered to watch the match as a follow-up, but I did think it was really cool. I thought that was a great angle to end the show. This was really disappointing, and especially with the hip attack spam and how bad that looked. I wondered, okay, is anyone else happy with this guy as champion? And browsing at least the VOW chat for Dragon Gate, a lot of people have at least mixed feelings on him, which is a shame.
Yeah. Definitely just, I don't know. It's just like, I kind of want this reign to be over, but
Oof.
not like, I don't think, I mean, he's had some good matches, but like, he just feels really out of place to me as Dream Gate champion. Like, I don't know. It's not really working. He was better in All Japan than he was in Dragon Gate this year, I feel like. But, yeah, I don't know. So this show, I mean, it had one really good match. Definitely watched the Twin Gate match. And I like the squash, but to put over Shun and Cielo, or whatever the fuck his name is. But, just the rest of the show is kind of there and not very good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there you go. Now, after the match, speaking of the man whose name I can't pronounce properly, what did you say it was again? I'm sorry.
Oh, my guess at the pronunciation was El Chilo.
El Chilo. He confronted Kikuta with Shun doing a voiceover for him from the outside. That was pretty fucking funny. Ishin was just like outraged about it, especially. So very funny closing segment, at least. I did like that.
Yes, yeah, it was very funny too. The way that Shun Skywalker was imitating, well, not imitating, he was doing the, I don't know what kind of gimmick you would call this, a puppet gimmick, where Chilo had the mic up to his mouth, but it was Shun Skywalker cutting the promo. That's really funny.
That is very funny, yeah. All right, wow. We got through everything, and it didn't even take us 4.5 hours.
No.
And we went on tangents and everything, too. I mean, good job, us. I mean, we did not need to do another 5-hour podcast after the audio I did last week and a half. Like, my voice is starting to like go on me at this point. So.
I when I was making notes for a bunch of these shows, I decided, you know what, half of these matches I don't need to have a comment on. If I commented on every one of these, brother, we would have still been talking about Stardom at this point.
Probably. But yeah, so this is it now. It's the last time we're going to talk to you before we're both in Japan.
Yeah.
Didn't get my upgrade so far. There's still like under 4 hours for them to confirm it before I get the dreaded rejection email. So, but you know what? I'm going to Japan either way.
Yeah.
I still have premium economy that's still pretty good. Hopefully I can sleep on the plane because there were other like for people who don't get it because I feel like I'm being a little too. People are like, oh, John's being so over dramatic. I mean, I am to be clear, and I call myself an asshole and all that. But the reason why I bid the money on this thing to begin with is because I really wanted the overnight flight lie flat bed to hopefully sleep. So, I think I'll be able to sleep better if I have it. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just be so tired anyway. I just fucking knock myself out and be able to sleep on the plane, even in premium economy. You never know. It could happen.
No. Whoever heard of a podcaster being a diva?
I don't know. Not me. A diva podcaster. Look, I have to be out here representing my people, and my people are NB Weeb divas. So there you go. I mean, that is me to a fucking T, believe me. So, as you're going to find out in person.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Well, maybe not all of that, but I'm definitely looking forward to... Look, as long as we both have enough to drink, I'm sure even our worst qualities will be endearing to some degree.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not... How annoying am I in person? I feel like I'm not that... I feel like I'm not any more annoying in person than I am on the internet or via podcast form. So I feel like if you don't already hate my internet presence, you're not very likely to hate me in person. Because my internet presence is far more... And people have told me this to my face. They're like, you're way more annoying on the internet than you are in person. I'm like, thank you. On multiple levels, I say that's a compliment. So
I think that's true for most people too.
I'm sure it is. I don't really want to meet the person who's way more annoying in person than they are on the internet. Like this mild-mannered person on the internet that goes in person and just like starts pulling people's pants down or something. Like, what are you doing at that point? I don't know. But I don't know why my mind went to pulling people's pants down.
That was an odd choice.
Maybe because I saw Taguchi and the pants pulling. Wasn't an odd choice, yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think of like pranks. Okay, I was trying to think of pranks someone could do in person.
Okay.
That would be horrible.
This is how you recover the joke by explaining it.
But maybe not a crime. Although I think it is a crime. Oh god! Like, what can you do that's really annoying in person that's not criminal?
Talk a lot.
Like, well, I do that, so that's a problem.
Skywalker, shut up! Jeez.
I don't know. I mean, I am a talker. That's for sure. Like I've talked 14 hours.
I certainly can't get mad at you because I'm a yapper too. So
yeah, we're two yappers.
Just two yappers.
Just two yappers. That's the next stable.
In New Japan.
They're gonna come out and announce it on New Year's Dash. You're gonna miss that. You're gonna miss the formation.
I got
just two yappers.
Yeah, actually, I am like slightly feeling some FOMO about not bothering with Dash, because I get the sense, if only because like the tag title match excites me, I also get the sense that they're gonna do some cool stuff during Dash. I feel
this
like
might finally be the year that redeems New Year's Dash.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But we'll see. All right, buddy. So you don't have any. I was going to say plug something, but you never have anything to plug.
No. Well, I like taking a moment here sometimes to talk about a show or a match that I did see that you didn't cover that I think people would want to know about this week. And I'll just take a quick second to talk about TJPW's show on the 21st that I watched earlier this week. Which, I mean, it's me. It may not be surprising that I was pretty high on this show, but they do a fun gimmick for this where they draw names out of a hat to do singles matches for most of the people on the roster, and they're little 7-minute time limit matches. A lot of fun ones this year. There was also a really surprising and interesting result. We were talking about squashes earlier. Yuki Arai got beaten by Miyu Yamashita in less than a minute. Like 2 skull kicks to the head and she's out. I don't think it was a shoot for it was just that's how they decided to handle that, and I think that's really interesting. I continue to find the way that they're developing Yuki Arai kind of at the top of the card here. A lot more involved than what I thought we were going to get, which was kind of a crowning, right, for their big crossover superstar. No, she has to earn this shit like everybody else did, and I respect that.
She's sure earning it in the gym.
Yes, there's that too. Yeah, she's getting a lot more muscular. She might need to change her gear pretty soon. With all that muscle she's putting on.
Yeah. I feel like we've gotten a little horny on this episode for muscular women, but what are you going to do?
I thought I was fairly neutral in my description, so that's on you, buddy.
Excuse me. That noise you just made.
That was me stretching. We have been talking and sitting for 3.5 hours. I was getting up to stretch.
Well, you did it. You timed that very awkwardly. You were like, she might need to get a new outfit for all that muscle on her back. And then you went like, ugh! And I'm like, are you okay, buddy? Are you like...
This sounds so much worse than it actually was. But I'm going to listen to it played back and probably agree with you. So whatever.
I was like, wow, we're getting horny for the lady muscle on the show. But yeah, 3 hours and 24 minutes in. Okay. That was cool. Thank you all for listening. First of all, this might be the last podcast of the year. So I do want to say I'm going to try to do something to Dream Queendom. I'm not going to guarantee that because it just depends. And plus, you probably have 15 hours backlogged audio for me to listen to at this point if you want it. So I'm not sure you need me to get on there after Dream Queendom. But I want to thank everybody who listened this year. I mean, obviously brought the show back this year full time after going on a long hiatus during COVID. And the kind words I got from so many people. The people who said, that they loved having the show back, who said they really enjoy the show, the new fans we seem to have made. I don't, as you can probably guess, I don't do this because it's making me rich. So I do this because I love talking, to my friends about wrestling, Arametha very much included. And, it's deeply gratifying though. Every time I get that positive feedback and people say, that they love the show, or it got them through a long car drive, or, all the stuff that people, have said throughout the year, that they were so happy to have it back. And, I really appreciate that, even more than you can know, honestly. So thank you all for being listeners. Thank you for being fans. And, I'm really appreciate it. And I'm rambling now, but I appreciate all of you. I'm glad you like my incredibly dorky Japanese wrestling podcast, where we sometimes just start talking about dorky bullshit. And to the hate listeners I have, because I still get subtweeted by them sometimes, I appreciate you too, because that is an ego feed in its own way. The fact that people bother to listen to me talk just to get mad about it, that is kind of fucking funny.
Their numbers count for the ad revenue just as much as the fans.
Exactly. But yeah, so other than that, I'll talk. I will say we'll probably do an episode at some point during Japan. I don't know exactly when. I don't know who will be on it. It will kind of depend on who's around. I feel like we'll be able to figure it out. We'll get something together. Maybe it'll be one. Maybe it'll be two. We'll see. But there'll be something. But in the meantime, thank you as always for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at Wrestle Omakase, Wrestling Would Not Fit. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Just One MB. And we'll catch you next time from Japan, live from Japan. See you then. Hey folks, it's John here. I know I just signed off, but Arametha, my wonderful guest on this episode, insisted that I add an addendum to this end of this episode. He said I couldn't leave people hanging. I need to tell you that after all the complaining, all the bitching, all the moaning I did about how I definitely wasn't going to get the upgrade that I bid for, the fucking email came at like 11:52 p.m. Christmas Eve. Yes, I'm cursing on Christmas here. Now it's Christmas while I'm recording this. Sorry to the baby Jesus. 11:52 p.m., about 43 minutes before the deadline, where they would have either declined or accepted the upgrade. The email came. I screamed real loud. I screamed so loud I scared Nicole, because I was standing right next to her when it came. And I got the upgrade. I've never been so happy to get an email saying I just paid a corporation money. But yes, it felt like I won the Powerball, which somebody actually did win yesterday. But it felt the 1.7 billion Powerball. Paying money was the best thing that happened to me in a long time. I got my upgrade. I'm going to be flying later tonight, in like about 14 hours from now, which is also the length of the flight, dear God. But I'm going to be flying in business class on Japan Airlines' brand new A350. I'm so excited for this. I paid a fraction of what it costs at retail thanks to this bid system. And I have a great seat too, 8A right in the front. So I know you were all waiting with bated breath to know the outcome of that. So I had to get back on here and tell you. Okay, now goodbye for real. I'll talk to you at some point when I'm in Japan. And again, thank you for listening to my very, very goofy podcast where I made a complete ass of myself whining about this upgrade for the last 3.5 hours. All right, see you later, folks. Goodbye.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.
My name is Tyler Fornes, and I am one of the co-hosts of The Good, The Bad, and The Hungy AEW podcast here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcasting Network. We take a broad scope approach to the world of All Elite Wrestling and the entire universe of Tony Khan. We talk about the big matches, the big stars, the promos, the storylines. And we also look at it from a big picture perspective. How are things going to change over the course of the next 10 years with AEW still in the picture? How are companies like WWE going to adapt and adjust to AEW? Are they going to be a similar way like they did with WCW in the late 1990s? Will there be a counterpunch? We talk about all of that and more on The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy every week on the Voices of Wrestling Network.
Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.